Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Bambi. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Scottish Deborah. Good morning, Ray. Good morning, MRE and MRH. Good morning, James. Hope y'all are having a good morning this morning. Um, on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Man, there was a lot of crazy stuff that went down yesterday on Monday morning. You know how it goes. Sometimes I was like, oh my God. You know what I mean? And I was half out of it. I got my coffee this morning. I hope y'all got y'all's coffee. Also, hey K fam, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark. Okay, I'm sorry, I got to do that for K fam. This is your med check reminder. Please take your blood pressure medications and take your all your medicine so you be okay. Got to make sure you okay, and you don't forget like me with my ADHD. Hey CFM Queen, good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing this morning? So I did hear that people was running amok and all kind of things was going down. But me myself and I'm still. I watched some replays from yesterday afternoon. Obviously, I fell asleep early. So when people do late night lives, a lot of times I fall asleep, and I apologize for that. Um, I did like now. Mr. Redzilla put out an amazing video yesterday. I made sure I shared that out for y'all to see on my community wow. Mr. Redzilla is really good at doing those things with the edits and all that stuff. And I like the way he does his content. He's awesome. Um, how is Rocco doing this morning, Mr. MRE? Y'all know I love the puppy dogs and everything. I love all the animals. Mine are all up here laid down asleep because they're being fat asses and they're being lazy, which is awesome. They're my lazy, lazy pups. They wake me up early in the morning or my husband up early in the morning and they want to go potty. And then my one dog, she gets her breakfast and because she's on a schedule, the other two graze, which they're different. So um and then they want to go back to sleep for their mid-morning nap. They got to have that mid-morning nap. Here's my question to y'all. I know, right? I miss a lot. Oh, I know. I will say, CFM Queen, you know that down here down south, fishing is a huge thing. And hey, Get to Know. I don't see Get to Know. Where is Get to Know? Wait, did I miss the comment? Why can't I see Get to Know? What's going on with is my StreamYard acting stupid? Or something? I don't see them for some reason. I'm looking up. I'm looking up. Oh, there you are. Okay, Get to Know. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Yeah, hey, Get to Know. I am going to be getting your book this next month, Get to Know. I got Miss Josie's books. Now, if y'all didn't know, Get to Know is a staunch advocate for children. And he did a uh he has a book of poetry Get to Know has, and that he's written about, stuff that he's been through in his life, and it's amazing. I am going to be getting your book, Get to Know, this next month when I get my next YouTube check, just to let you know. And when I do get it in, I'm going to do a review for your book, just like I'm going to do for Miss Josie's books. Because I like to support other content creators and amazing people. And Get to Know Stop is actually a very good person, um, and does really good things for children. And his shows are just fun. I'm gonna make sure I share that out for those who are not, you know, for subscribe to his channel. Um, but yes, he does really really good for that. He actually wants to change the laws. He has a um you know, his book is $9.99 on Amazon right now, and his book of poetry. I'm gonna share this link right quick so y'all can get the book if you so choose to. It is a book of poetry that he's written. He's really very, very talented with that. It's called Break the Silence. So the book is called Break the Silence, which I do have it added to my wish list right now, because I'm going to get that for myself. Um, and it's a poems of my journey through abuse. I'm going to read for y'all the thing. This world is a beautiful place filled with darkness. My hope with this book is to shine a different light on the world of the essay of children, a light that I pray will give you, the reader, an inside perspective into the horrific dark world of essay abuse through the words of a child who is now an adult. Some of the poems in this book are dark, some are happy, and some are spiritual, but they all have one thing in common. They are all written with the hope to change the way people think about the importance of protecting the world's most valuable assets, children. You know, So, that's the link to the book on Amazon. It's 9.99. You get an amazing book and you support an amazing person. And hopefully, Mr. Get to know that you will put out more, because you're actually very talented. I've heard you speak your poems before, and I think your poems are just amazing. I like to support people who do amazing things in this world. Miss Bambi, also, I really love when you do your content and, ignore all the haters. I know that a lot of times we will, we're not going to let somebody just trash us and not speak back. But I think your regular content is why people hate on you, is because you can do those things, right? And Mr. MRE, I love your content when you do your walkies with Rocco and Mr. MRH. I love watching y'all's content. I think y'all are an amazing content creators. Um, you know, the Madeline Soto case, yes, yes. I got to get back into my true crime. Scottish Deborah, I've been doing my true crime for a minute. And I was getting kind of lazy, but I got to get back into it and do my true crime Thursdays and Wellness Wednesdays. Tomorrow's Wellness Wednesday. Today's Topic Tuesday. So basically, the audience comes up with the topic, right? So any topic that y'all want to speak about today, we can speak about. That's what Topic Tuesday is for. It's for the subscribers to be able to, bring up a topic of their choice and something they're passionate about and get to talk about it. Monday's just messy. It's just whatever comes up kind of situation. And Friday, I do like to expose bad people. So if you, in case, know someone that is just a bad person that the community should know about, and that person is hurting people, and you have the information. um I know, right? We should do that. The only problem, well, what time on Sunday do you do that, Miss Bambi? Because from 8 o'clock in the morning to two, well, it's 1 p.m. my time. It's We start around 9 a.m. my time and then end about 1 p.m. my time. Sometimes a little later. I do D&D. I call it my Geek and God Day. Um, if you do it later in the afternoon, yeah, I would love to do that on Sunday. Oh, see, that's why I'm not there, Miss Bambi. Is because it's in the daytime, and that's when I do my D&D. Now, if D&D gets canceled, because sometimes it does. Sometimes my D&D gets canceled on Sundays. Um, yeah, I love my D&D. I got it. I've been in part of that gaming group for over 2 years now, and I try not to let them down if at all possible because they're really good people. And I love playing D&D with them and checking on them. One of the little people in our group I've known since he was in high school, and he's in college now, and it's so cute to see a little kid. And I know he hates when I call him a little kid, but to me he is. Grow up. It is it's just to see somebody, grow up, go to college. So, to me, it's just amazing. The kids are our future, and he's very brilliant, and I can't wait to say what he does in the future. He's going to school for sociology or psychology. It's one of the two. I think it's psychology. And I can't wait to see what he does in the future. Yeah, I love my gaming now. I do love my gaming. I'm a gamer for sure, but it's because we grew up in that era, if you think about it. A lot of people who are 80s babies or 70 babies are even 90s babies. We grew up with video games, so it's kind of like a comfort zone for us. Like, for me being an 80s baby, I grew up with that shit. So, and I think if I'm not mistaken, Miss Bambi, you're exactly 10 years my senior, if I'm not mistaken. I'm a nerd. I'm an undercover nerd is what I tell people. And that's what I love about people like JT and different people who assume because I'm from Mississippi that I'm a dumb redneck. Believe that all you want. I'm a nerd in disguise, and I love being that. Hey, D-Ham. Now, if y'all don't know the D-Ham show, the D-Ham show does a lot of AI music, and he has an amazing stream where he just does a chill stream where he talks about music and different things. Now, D-Ham, I'm going to say this. I think you actually have a lot more that, I think if you found your subject matter, right? I love that you have. See, D-Ham has this those people who have that radio voice. D-Ham has that radio voice. And I believe that he could do whatever he wants. And I think that once he finds his niche and the thing besides the music, I'm talking about actual, like a specific subject matter, if that makes sense, D-Ham, I believe that you're going to skyrocket because you have that voice that's just soothing and awesome. And he's just a chill person. If y'all don't know that, let me go to D-Ham's channel right quick. And so for those who are new to D-Ham and may not know him, he's actually a very good person. He's very supportive of others. And sometimes I don't believe that he gets the support back that he deserves. That's just me. But I believe that his music is awesome. If you haven't heard it, like he does, I'm going to see right quick and show y'all some of his, I'm going to show you a video of his, just one, so that you can get kind of a feel for it. And can go over there and listen to, his content, because he does, yes, the Kennedy case. Ooh, that would be good. Let me show you Mr. D-Ham right quick, and just give you a little tasty taste, right? So y'all can see what his content is like.
Westside certified. Big rig slaps in the ride. Gotta watch who you roll with. Not everyone gon' ride. West Coast winds cruising down Crenshaw, palms in the breeze. Homie switched up, now we talking to police. We don't do the fake love, we don't do the snakes. Gotta watch the company, they smiling in your face. City full of dreams, but the streets stay cold. Watch them turn Judas when they see the pot of gold. Not everybody built for the weight of the crown. One slip, one move, they gon' bring you down. West Coast riding, low lows dipping, 100 spokes spinning, OG still winning. Watch the company you keep, don't let them slide. Cause snakes in the grass try to creep on the side. We them hitters, we don't fold. Stand 10 toes, yeah, we stick to the code. Big rig slaps repping that Bay Yay area. Cruising on the BART, low-key pushing through the city, bro. From Frisco to Oaktown, game run deep. Legends in the cut, real ones never sleep. They ain't solid, they just capping for the clout. Turn your back 1 second, now they running their mouth. I've been 10 toes down, never needed no gimmicks. Hustle stay strong, West Coast to the finish. Big rig slaps, got the speakers on blast. Real recognize, real fake never last. We them hitters, never switch, never break. Move like a boss, real G's don't fake. West Coast riding, low lows dipping, 100 spokes spinning, OG still winning. Watch the company you keep, don't let them slide. Cause snakes in the grass trying to creep on the side. side. We them hitters, we don't fold. Stand 10 toes, yeah, we stick to the code. Yeah, big rig slaps in the trunk knocking. West side legend, we ain't never stopping. West Coast Wednesday, put your dubs up high. Move smart, stay real, let the fake ones fly. Hey, let's go. Hey, let's go. Hey, let's go. Hey, let's go. Yeah, we stick to the code. Yeah, big rig slaps in the trunk knocking. West side legend, we ain't never stopping. West Coast Wednesday, put your dubs up high, move smart, stay real, let the fake ones fly. Let the fake ones fly. Yeah, let's go.
But it's really good. That's why I want people to. I try to promote DM because he does a lot of. This is basically like an intro to for somebody else, and he writes a lot of these things and does a lot of this. Even though he does AI music, like he does, the music behind, like he does the writing of it and stuff. See, a lot of people don't know you go through there and you write some of the lyrics and stuff, and then you put it to the AI stuff. Like, so he's putting in the hard work to do this, the animation and all that stuff. I just wanted to give a little promotion because that's the type of person I am. Also prayers, Ray. Um, Prayers, love, always. Take care of your family stuff and know that we're gonna be here when you get back, and we sending you much love. Much, much love. D him, I gotta show you some love. But D him has that good. If y'all ain't heard his actual voice, he has that radio voice, y'all. He does. He has that radio voice. And he also does do different sounds. He don't just do R&B stuff. There's one he did for me when I was a part of a contest that I was helping judge, and it's cute and it's little country and it's adorable. But yeah, so he does, like, if you notice, he does a lot of music. He does a lot of music streams. And it's like when he does his lives, he plays a lot of the music and stuff, right? So if y'all just want to have a vibe or whatnot and just be chilling, D Ham's the place to go. He does the late night, early morning jams. You know what I'm saying? Just jamming. Y'all also say a prayer for Ray. Say a prayer for Miss Justice, as her father is not doing so well. Say a prayer for her, and safe travels as she travels to go to him. Say a prayer for safe travels for Ray as she's on these roads and with family. Anybody that's going through something right now, you're in my prayers always. Um, but I will say also that it was kind of funny. I was over at Watcher of Crazies last night. It was chilling in her chat, and the dude PZ dropped down. I don't care. Don't listen to me, PZ. Go watch it for yourself. If you're wondering why people don't want to support Johnny now and are talking all kinds of massive crap, it has nothing to do with this side or the haters. The haters ain't got shit to do with it. He is bringing that back to the scene and telling people all that shit. So if you want to not believe it and you want to kiss his butt and have him on your show, that's fine. But realize that if you're ostracized by a whole community, it's because of your friend. Huggies, Ray. Be careful, okay? Much love, beautiful. Yes, the deaconess, a little of the chain. Yeah, I like your co-host. If y'all ain't know, um, so send a little bit of love to everybody. This stuff's whatnot's, everything. And I am learning more about MobTube. I got Miss Josie's books specifically, and like the other day, MRE or when Redzilla does it, and they talk about a specific person, right? I'll go to my reference books, which is Miss Josie's books. She has the MobTube Chronicles 1 and 2. Um, we're sending you much love, Miss Justice, and be careful out there. And we're sending you all the love in the world, beautiful. My sassy pants know that if you need me at any time, reach out. In fact, I might hit you behind the scenes on email and check on you occasionally because I get worried when I don't see you because I truly do care. And I hope everything goes. I know that it's bad. You know what I'm trying to say? But I love you and I want you to know you're thought about and we're sending prayers and much love. That is true. Get to know stop. You're only good as the company you keep. Hey, on the sidelines, love. I hope everything goes well, you know, with your travels and everything. Be safe, Miss Justice. We really love you and we're sending you all kinds of love. She is off the Chizane. She is off the Chizane. The Deaconess is the D Hound Show's co host, and she's off to Chizane. She's off to Chizane. I'm drinking my cup of coffee, D Ham, too. I'm drinking my cup of coffee. I got to have my coffee. But, that's why I like to send love to everyone because I know that we all have things in our life that we may not speak about. And, we're all going through some pain. I do want to send out right now an apology to Miss Bambi. I know she will say I don't need to apologize to her, but I do. I did not know yesterday that anything was going to be said about Miss Bambi's husband. I do not do talking about the dead or children. That is something I don't personally do you know. So I just wanted to let her know that it's not okay for people to talk about your husband that passed. It's not okay for people to do those things, and it's really sick. Um, no, no. See, I didn't know he was gonna say it, but um, I should have been paying more attention and cut him off right then and there. So I do want to say that. Kane's Shades. Okay, I'll look that person up. I don't know who that person is, but I will look that person up. Kane's Shades. But I will say that where you were talking about this Miss Bambi, a lot of us go through grief, and we lose the ones we love the most, and grief is a very hard thing to deal with, and it takes us months, it takes us years, it takes us time to be able to get over Chunky Chunko. Okay, I'll look that up too. Let me go ahead and do some subscribing, y'all. Y'all know I got to do some subscribing. I hope I spelled that correct. Chunky Chunko. I don't know if I can find that person. But I will. Oh, he covers the Mob 2 Civil War. Let's see. Chunky. Make sure. Oh, I think I misspelled. Let's go over here to my chat. You're so welcome on the sidelines, love. You're so welcome. Anytime you need that information, um, you know, um, just we can talk about it because I want to make sure that anybody that has any of those issues has all the information that they could possibly need, from that. Okay, so I'm subscribed. Much love always on the sidelines of I do it for the free 99 because of the type of person that I am and everything. Yeah, I will say I'm trying to get to know everything. It's like coming into a new community and people are fighting, you don't know who they are type of situation. So I am trying to get to know everything about MobTube, and the people and the players. That's why I got Miss Josie's books so I could read up on some of it. I can see what's going on, you know. If I don't know a person, I can flip their hair and know when they came in the game, all this other stuff. I know on the sidelines. I will say that last night, um Miss Betty and Miss Danny and Twin Mama and Arkansas was up there, but she didn't know what was going on either. They did do a live last night on Miss Danny's channel. I would suggest if you're wanting to get caught up on that side of YouTube and what's going on over there, I would suggest that. And then Mr. Fumble also did a video. So you can watch both videos and then either A, decide to stay out of the situation, or B, figure out what's going on or what has happened. Because as of, what happened yesterday, I had no idea what was going on in my chat. I was like, huh? What? Oh my God. So I didn't know. I didn't know where it had all began. I had to go back and watch uh like a live that happened over the weekend because y'all know on the weekend Saturday is my husband's day. So that's the day I spend all day with him. We do things together. We play games, we watch movies, we go out to eat, we do those things. It's date night type of situation, but it's the whole day for just him. And some days we do our family thing, on that day too. And Sunday is Geek and God Day. I do my D&D, I chill out, I play a little video games after D&D. That's just my day of rest. Because I will say this, anybody who does this full time, you can ask any content creator, you need to take breaks. You need to take mental breaks. It is literally hard to try to, you know, do this all the time and it weigh on your mental health. So you do need to take breaks. Whether you decide what day your breaks are going to happen or what time, always do what's best for your mental health. Hey, Stella Love. But I would say go watch Miss Danny. It's on Miss Danny's channel. And the name of the live is Law 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. And then Mr. Fumble also did a video. So um, on his channel, his live or video was very short. So I was able to get through it very quickly. Then I went over to Miss Danny's channel and was catching it, but I didn't get all the way through it yet. I'm about, I think, about an hour in, and it's a 2 hour live, so I have to watch the rest of it. But breaks are very important for our and get to know, have you been going live? Because I haven't been getting your notification. Is YouTube tripping again? Do I need to go up there and turn on the bell and turn off the bell? Because I think I just have so many people I'm subscribed to that sometimes it doesn't come through. And I'm like, YouTube, stop tripping. Stop tripping, YouTube. Okay? Give me all my notifications. I want to support everybody. Don't just give me partial notifications. Like I had to go catch, I think it was Mr. MRE's replay because YouTube was tripping. YouTube was tripping. Sometimes, yeah, YouTube be tripping sometimes and they don't be giving me notifications and I get mad. I know, right? Oh, Miss Bambi's live was great this morning. I caught a lot of it. And I will say, Miss Bambi, I'm in with you. I know if I passed away tomorrow, if God forbid, let me knock on some wood. You know what I'm saying? If God forbid, I know where I would go. And that's why I'm not afraid. I know where I'm gonna go. I'm going to heaven. You know what I'm saying? I know that I've not done enough to nobody to ever say that I'm going to Hades. Um, Also, hey Michelle, how you doing? Did I say good morning to you already? If I didn't, I'm sorry. Um, yeah, she said some things straight as usual. You know, and she talked about the guys who rode with Billy the Kid. I do love now, Miss Bambi. I don't know if you know this, but Wyatt Earp and all that, I do absolutely adore Tombstone. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Like I absolutely adore the story of Doc Holliday, and Doc Holliday is actually my favorite. If you want to know the God honest truth, I'll be your Huckleberry. So I absolutely do love Doc Holliday. Also, if you ever get the chance to play the game, Parasite Eve 2, there's a portion of that game to where they have the pictures of Annie Oakley, Billy the Kid, and there's a puzzle within that game in that little section that has to do to open the. There's a cash register, and you have to get a the death date of one and the birth date of the other, right, to open it. And it's about Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, and all that stuff. It's actually really cool. They put it in the game. Um, the game itself, I wish they would revamp this game and like release it on computer on PC. Um, I absolutely adore that. Also, Deadline's good, baby. Also, Red Dead Redemption. I like Red Dead Redemption because it's all West type shit. Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, I have that game. In fact, right now, what I have downloaded on my computer for games at this moment on my computer, not just my Xbox. I have my Xbox over there too. I have all of the Resident Evils, Deep Rock Galactica, Far Cry. I have 7 Days to Die because I like that game. I like building with that game. Same thing for Minecraft. I have it too. Alien Isolation, Dying Light 1 and 2, Prey. I love playing that game. And The Last of Us and Fallout 4. Um, and Ghost of Tsushima. I can't forget Ghost of Tsushima. It's actually really good if you haven't played it. And of course, I have all the Jackbox games that I need to play with y'all and everything and show y'all. Would y'all like a demonstration of what the Jackbox games look like this morning? To show you like what it would look like if we did a game night again, to show you what the Jackbox games are, because I can do that. I can open that up and show you. Um, Jackbox games are actually really fun. All you have to have is two devices, right? And so, or let's say you got a computer, you can use two tabs. You have to have one open. Yes, I'm gonna do a game night soon. I gotta schedule it. You know what I'm saying, with everybody, and I might put out something on my community wall. So keep an eye out on that, to where we can do some Jackbox games. I have quite a few of them. I have Jackbox Party Pack 5, 3, and 6 and 4. I'm going to get the first, the second one, and I think they have 7, 8, and 9 now. So I am going to do that soon. So we have all of them pretty much. Um, yes. So I have the Jackbox games so we can play them as a group. Um, oh, Arkansas, she used to play them all the time, and she got you addicted. It's fun. It's fun. Hold on just a minute, guys. But so I do have those, and I do need to set up a day to where we can do the sorry about that. My father walked in and was talking about something. Um, so that way we can play it because I think it would be fun. I think it would be fun doing the game night. We might need it soon. In fact, depending on how I feel this afternoon or tomorrow, we might do that because of situations and everything, and people being a little upset now. Right now, it might be a good time to do that to make people feel better and laugh and have a good time because you know we've been going through a lot. We've been going through a lot these last 2 days. I love the Jackbox games, and I got them for everybody to be able to play them. And basically, that's what I do. If you get a membership on my channel, you give me money from that. A lot of times, I take that money that you give me. First off, I invested in better chips for my computer so it'd work better. I invest it back into my stream, so I'll invest into the games that we can play together. There's a I'm gonna be looking for more than just Jackbox, but I've got to look into what Steam has that can be played with your audience type situation. So if anybody knows anything besides Jackbox that you can actually get, let me know. Because that's what I put the money back into is for y'all to be able to have fun, for us to be able to do things together on my streams. And I've been kind of busy lately and not been able to do my game stream, and I need to do it so we can have fun. Hey, Hotspot Love. Um, Also, Shit Show made me laugh the other day and freaked me out. I did not realize she changed herself to Shit Storm, but it's kind of good she did. I don't Dham, I might need you to give me a rundown on all the damn shit that's been going on because I've been trying to get caught up on the beef sector shit, but you know how it goes. You know what I mean? You know how it goes. I might need to look into the Jeopardy games and the other games and see if you can do any of those, and I can find like either a website or something to where we can play it as a audience together. Like those kind of games would be pretty cool. Hey, Miss Jean, I'll tell you, I know there's a lot that goes on. I saw that Crystal and Lemonback cool, then they not cool, then they cool, and then I'm like, I can't keep up. Everybody be cool with me, and then Lolo and Krista back into it, and then I saw, I don't know who else Lolo's into with it. I don't know what's going on. I swear to God, I feel like I'm so lost. Too much going on sometimes. Speaking of which, let me go ahead and drop this link in case anybody wants to come up, and I'm gonna pin it to the top there. So I won't forget to do that because y'all know I will straight up forget to do that. And then I'm like, oh, it's pinned and it's not pinned. I'm bad about forgetting that. But there's always a lot that's going on half the time, and I'm like, I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. It's just too much. It's too much. You know it. You know it. I don't know why that song's going through my head right now. Oh, look, I can make myself little and tiny. Look how little and tiny I am. Yeah, I was just playing around. Y'all, I get ADHD sometimes. Uh, but I be getting ADHD and be messing around with my stuff, and also if you have any problems or anything like that, I do this for Wellness Wednesdays. There is you can call 988 and it will connect you to a crisis counselor. Regardless of where you're at in the United States of America, if you're having any crises, just saying. I do love talking about mental health and helping people, and people going through a lot, because how many of us like have, you know, mental health crisis? Like we lose people, we have, death in our family and different things. And mental health is very important. So that's why on Wellness Wednesdays I like to talk about things and help people with their any kind of wellness problem, any kind of medical condition. And I don't know, Gangsta Sauce may be asleep right now, but tomorrow I would like to have a stream explaining to people what Gangsta Sauce is having to deal with. And I've got to get her to write down the name of it again so I can actually do a rundown. Uh, what I like to do before I actually have a person speak about what they personally go through, I like to show you the medical stuff that goes behind it so you can, you know, you can understand, because we all are going through something, right? And sometimes it's medical, sometimes it's mental, sometimes it's, physical, whatnot, right? And to be able to understand others sometimes is the best thing. Like, it helps us, you know, and it educates you. Because you never know in the future if you might know somebody or meet somebody who has that condition, and because of a stream that you listened to that had medical knowledge, maybe you can help another, right? And so, my ultimate goal every day of my life, I don't know if y'all have this goal, but this is mine. If I can make one person smile, if I can help one person that day, I did my job. Because all every small act of kindness can change this world to be a better place. And whether JT, MT, any of those people who do these evil things to the world, they're not adding, any value or whatnot, um, because they refuse to change. They refuse to become a better person. My ultimate goal in exposing them was not to do anything horrible to anybody. It was to show the world so that they can make an informed decision on their own. And the people who claim I'm a hater, well, I'm going to explain this right now. I'm going to say this right now. I was never going to say anything about Johnny, PZ, Bob, none of those people until the stream that I watched them making fun of Miss Michelle, a special needs person, and laughing about it and thinking it was cute. That's when y'all got on my radar. You want to know the God honest truth? At first, it was just about JT and MT. That's all it was for about me. I didn't care about y'all. I didn't care about nothing y'all said, nothing y'all did. I didn't give a damn. Y'all wasn't my target. They were, because they came into my sector. More so JT and MT, you just happened to fall right in line with it, because you came to my sector acting a plumb fool. You mess with my people and you expect me to sit down and shut the fuck up? You fucking crazy as hell. I'm not gonna let my people fall for your bullshit. So if you want to blame anybody, MT, of why people from different sectors are coming at you, look to your brother. He's the reason. Just saying. If they hadn't have came over here and talking shit, I would have never said a damn word about them. I wouldn't know who they were. Think about it in retrospect. If he hadn't have come to my sector of YouTube, I wouldn't know who he was. The only thing I can thank that stupid motherfucker for was that I met some amazing people along the way. That's what I can thank that stupid motherfucker for. I met the beautiful MobTube people. I met all y'all beautiful people from that side. That's what I can thank that stupid motherfucker for. Mm-hmm. Let me meet some amazing people. Hotspot was here, but I don't know if they're still here. Sometimes they'll come in, check in. She may be chilling, may not be looking at chat. I haven't seen her chat in a minute. So she just came in and say hi. And then, everybody's saying hey to you, Hotspot, if you can hear my voice. Just letting you know. Just saying, because you got to think, some people might be chilling and doing stuff. They could be washing dishes, doing the laundry, taking a shit. You don't know. They might be taking a shit. Okay, I had to put that little laugh in there. You know what I mean? But there is a lot of bad people. Hey, Miss W, in this world besides JT and MT. There's a lot of people that, good morning, Georgia Peach. You be safe out there, Georgia Peach, while you traveling. Okay? You know, but there's a lot of people that might need exposure. So what I'm saying now is I'm gonna put up a post before Fuck Around Find Out Friday. And if y'all know of somebody that's a danger to the community at large that might need an expose done on, um, and you can get me some information. They're all words, such and such, so on and so forth. Because it's basically just, warning people. Yeah, she may be at work too. She could be at work, y'all. Um, sometimes I have people that come in here and chill in the clouds, and that's what they do sometimes. So you won't see them chatting because they're working. You know what I'm saying? Um, so, you know, just they be chilling in the clouds, in the bushes. And I love my bush watchers. I want to thank you to my bush watchers for chilling in them clouds. Um, but like, I try to support as many people as I can, and sometimes I do stretch myself too thin. I will say that occasionally. And I tried sometimes. I will say if I miss your stuff because I was taking a nap or whatever, I do go back and watch the replays. So just know, I did catch Miss Harlow's stream yesterday after the fact. I fell asleep for a little while, because I just been real tired recently, and I just been needing my naps. That's what I'm saying. See, some people they got the earbud in, they cleaning, they doing the laundry. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I need a nap sometimes, and I just been real tired recently. I don't know what it is. It's just been sleepy. The coffee's not working. Nothing's waking me up. I'm like, what the hell? Um, just been tired. I think I'm still trying to get what up, Fast Eddie? I think I'm still trying to get my sleep schedule and my schedule back on regular from being on vacation for so long. I think I'm still adjusting, if that makes sense. And I think that I don't know, that may be part of the other part of it may have been I was in pain last night and couldn't sleep well, and my neck's been acting up here recently. Oh wait, I gotta text my husband, y'all. He forgot to do something. He's got to do it today. I gotta make sure I text him. Hold on, y'all. I gotta text him. I hope he gets this text. If you're hearing me, babe, tax paperwork. Okay, so I had to send that text right quick. Hopefully he gets it and whatnot. You know, and because he's got to make sure he does that. It's very important. It's important. Yes. Remember the tax deadline is coming up April the 15th. So if you have taxes, it has to be turned in by the 15th. Um, so I was just a reminder for folks. Do your taxes, damn it. Okay. But with all this situation going on in the world right now, I just want everybody to be safe when they go out in this world and be okay, because this world is getting crazier. Not only do we have to, we have all this situation with the political climate being crazy, we also have like weather problems, and all this other stuff. So be safe out there, and also be safe when you're driving and you're going places and doing things, because this world is crazy. You're done. I had to do that. I had to do it. I had to do it. Miss W said, I would like my own personal good morning greeting, Fast Eddie, just one time. Just one time. She just wants her good morning greeting. Oh, and for some reason, Fast Eddie's, I read that hello ladies, like that old wrestler dude who Val Venus, who used to do the hello ladies. I don't know why, but that's the way I read that in my mind. In my mind, that's where I don't know. I just heard that in his voice for some odd reason. I don't know. Don't ask. Y'all know sometimes I'm a little crazy. I'm a little out there. And what's crazy is all those people that perceive myself as a hater, they if they realized that I would have never even been even near them if their bestie hadn't have came over here. Also, if they hadn't have been making fun of a special needs person and laughing about it, I would have never even said anything about any of them. When you start making fun of special needs people and you start laughing at them, Miss Michelle did not deserve that whatsoever. Whatsoever. She did not deserve to be spoken to like that. She did not deserve to be treated like that. And she's supposedly your friend and a supporter. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's fucked up. And there's no way you can try to justify that. There is no possible way that you can justify what you did to her. No possible way. I will, Miss W. If I see your personalized greeting from Fast Eddie, I'll make sure I scream out loud to where you can check the chat real fast and look at it. I will make sure I do that. But I will say there is no justification that they could ever try to give for what they did to Miss Michelle. You can't justify laughing in her face while she's sitting there upset about somebody making fun of her. There's no way you could justify that in any way, shape, form. You can't say she's a hater. You can't say that she said anything bad about either one of you or none of you. You can't justify that behavior. You can't. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't justify that behavior. None of them can. Michelle, you're special with needs. You got some needs over there. But you know what I mean? There's no way they could justify what they did to Miss Michelle. No possible way they could justify that. And none of them can justify. And Johnny, you cannot, and PZ cannot justify what y'all allowed to happen to Just Blaze when she did nothing to y'all at all. Had said nothing about none of you. Her focus was only on one person. And just because you allowed that to go down, you made sure that was happening on your panel. You cannot justify that. Ooh, you're working on an animated film, a movie. Ooh, that's so cool, K fam. I gotta make sure I know I am, but I gotta make sure I'm subscribed. Yes, I am subscribed. Are you gonna put it on your channel? Because you know I love watching that stuff. Also, we need to get the K fams subscribers up right quick. I think they need a few more subscribers. Let's go ahead and drop this down right here. So that is the K Fam's channel right there. They're working on an animated movie. Also, they do storm chasing and stuff, so it's really cool. You know, and you might be able to catch some really good stuff over there. Just saying. So, you know, if we subscribe to each other. Now, Michelle, she does Michelle, I just say Shell. She does a lot of singing videos and stuff like that. She has amazing content. Also, there's a lot of people, that do amazing things. Hey, Cut and Shoot. Cut and Shoot has a lot of amazing content of whatnot. But I do believe, K-Fam, we need to get your subbies up because you only have 13. We need to get you on up there, at least 50 and whatnot, so that, get you some more and whatnot. Why we got toes on the community? Why? Looking at all the graphs and stuff for storm chasing is also really cool. But yeah, the conductivity, this is what I try to explain and I try to teach people. You're gonna start storm chasing channel. That's cool. And we get to see your your stuff. So I am subscribed. I did make sure that people can watch it. Because some people love watching storm chasing and watching storms and stuff. I will say that the people that were up on that panel the day they did that to Miss Michelle, Bella, Johnny, I think Leanne was up there. All them people. I think Leanne was up there. I'm not sure now. I may be wrong, but I have to go back and look. It's been a minute since I watched that live. But all the people that were up there laughing at Miss Michelle, that was the day that I said, fuck it. If I'm going to make fun of one, I'm going to make fun of all of them motherfuckers because of what they did to her. So if y'all want to know a justification and a reason of why I started making fun of you and all this other shit, that's the reason. That's the reason. That's the whole reason. If you noticed that if y'all noticed, before that live, before that happened, I didn't say nothing about Bella. I didn't say nothing about Bale or whatever. I didn't say nothing about Johnny. I didn't say nothing about Bob. I didn't say nothing about him. And Bob, whoever gave you the information that I said I did anything on your channel, you a dumbass. I never said anything about touching your channel. I have a reason to touch your channel. You understand that, right? Hey, the shit show. Hey, see what's up? You been in any more mess recently? You been trolling folks recently? That's true, K-Fam. And that's one of the reasons why I stopped giving an F. And at first, my only, and I heard they'd been talking about me and whatnot, and I didn't say anything, right? I literally was not going to say anything about these people whatsoever. My only focus was JT, quite literally, and MT because of the shit they did, especially JT, right? But then when I saw them doing that shit, I was like, nah, fuck all y'all bitches. Nah, that's not cool. That's not cool. That's not okay. And there's no justification for that. So if you wonder why I did that stream where I made fun of y'all little fifis, first off, it was all in good fun. Second was because I stopped giving a fuck and was just I was gonna leave them alone because I didn't care about it, right? But when you start making fun of a special needs person, that's when it's all gloves are off. I don't care anymore because I know that people sometimes they follow a person and fall into that crazy mess and shit. And, I was just going to leave them alone. I was just going after them. That was it. And they had been talking shit about me before I even said a word. Making slick disses and slight remarks. You think I'm stupid? I'm fucking smart. But the day y'all did that, that was the day. If you want to call me a hater, I don't give a fuck. Call me a hater, but you're not going to sit there and laugh and make fun of Miss Michelle for no fucking reason. Hell no. I don't know why, but the shit show, I could hear that in your voice. Morning, ladies. I can't do a man voice. Damn it. I tried to do it. Let me see if I can deepen my voice. I'm going to try again. Morning. Nope. I just can't do it. I just morning late. No, I'm gonna try again. Morning, ladies. Did that work? I tried to deepen it up, y'all. I tried to deepen it up. I got and I'm country as fuck. Ain't no way I can say it like you say a shit show. I'm too country. I admit it. I admit the shit. I ain't been getting into, well, I mean, I got into a little bit of mess. I was false doxxed. Uh, they doxed the wrong persons, but um, they did dox my TikTok, like I was hiding it. Oh my god, I never hid my TikTok. I never hid what I look like. I've always said I was slim thick. Okay, I ain't never lied and said I was some skinny bitch. I want some Skittles. Yeah, now y'all making me hungry. Y'all know I love food talk. Ooh, who was talking about pie yesterday? Was that you, Michelle? Were you talking about pie? What kind of pie? See, yeah, you snuck that in on me at the end of Watchers, and we was talking about pie. And then all of a sudden it went off, so I didn't get to ask what kind of pie it was. You know I love my fat people food. Mm-hmm. You can't be talking about food and then leave me hanging like that. What kind of pie was it? What kind of pie was it? I gotta know. Inquiring minds. Who's got the good, and I'm gonna say this where we was talking about the other day with shit show talking about how he gave somebody a pizza. Shit, give me a pizza, I'll be happy about it. Now here's the thing, don't you call in no pizza and don't pay for it. Now that I might be mad about. I'd be like, damn, no. But to do me some pizza and actually pay for it and I get free pizza, shit, yeah. I love free pizza. Free pizza is good. Ooh, see now here's the thing. I don't like peaches. I like Georgia peach and stuff like that, but I'm not. I don't know why, but I've never been into peaches like that. I don't like the fruit. I don't know why. It's just the flavor's not there for me. Now, when we talk about apple pie, chocolate pie, blueberry pie, ooh, and I'm allergic to damn strawberries, which sucks donkey. It sucks. It sucks. It really sucks because strawberries are delicious. Um, oh, and have y'all ever had a Kool-Aid pie before? Kool-Aid pie is good as shit. Hey, don't make me pull out my Supernatural because y'all know I love Supernatural. If you didn't know Supernatural SPN fam, I love Supernatural. So, Driver picks the music, the and the everybody else shuts their cake hole. Ooh, you made cinnamon rolls yesterday. I don't, me myself and I shit show. They literally put it out there, right? They were streaming to show you exactly where the fuck they was at. It's not like had to go do research and find out where their house was or where they would. They showed you exactly where they at. You took them a free pizza and you was talking to them. If you're doing something like that, I mean, fair game at that point. You know what I'm saying? Then that's why. Ooh, you had pootie tang pie. You had to have that pootie tang, y'all. That pootie tang. I don't consider what you did exactly a terrible thing because if you're going to vlog about your entire life and show exactly where the fuck you at when you're there, you open yourself up to that, in my opinion. That, like if I was to go out here and tell you exactly where I was at when I was there, anybody could show up. That's why I tell people if you don't want people to show up, don't tell people where the fuck you at. Cause somebody gonna pull your hoe card. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know, they somebody gonna do it if you be telling on yourself. See, that's why I don't be snitching on myself. Ooh, cinnamon rolls. You put a little heavy cream. Oh, it makes them bigger and fluffier. See, over here, CFM Queen, she talking dirty in the chat. She talking so dirty. I love when they talk dirty to me about food. Oh, I do miss being in New York and getting my. I didn't post all my pictures. I'm gonna make a little slideshow about my pictures from the travels. and show y'all some of the pictures I took and whatnot while I was up there, because there was more pizza I got than those 2 slices I showed y'all. I got quite a bit more because I was tearing up the pizza while I was there, because I was just gonna get my feel of pizza. You know what I'm saying? And if you have a PDQ near you, I suggest getting it. It is better than freaking Chick-fil-A ever thought about being. Freaking PDQ sauce is the shit. Okay, just saying. I'm telling you, CFM Queen, I be loving when we be talking dirty about food. You know, I'm a fat ass and I love it. And I don't give a fuck what JT and them laugh and go, hee, she fat. And I never said I wasn't, damn it. And my husband loves every minute of it. I never said I was a skinny bitch. Who said I was a skinny bitch? I never said my picture wasn't from a good angle. I ain't stupid. I got fat chubby cheek syndrome, damn it. I ain't never said I was a skinny hoe. I've always been truthful about who the hell I is. What you talking about? See, I'll tell you this. They used to do that back in the day, shit show, if you remember. People used to do that shit. That's why a lot of bloggers stopped showing exactly where they were at when they were there. They would do it after the fact, right? Because people used to do that shit all the time. Man, people used to show up. You know what I'm saying? You don't invite people to shit. Don't be a dumbass. I'm just saying. If I'm gonna do something, you ain't gonna know about it till I done did it. I done did it, and I'm already home. Okay, fam, PDQ is the shit. I wish Mississippi would get a PDQ. Now, we did get our first Buc-ee's, but guess where the hell they put it? They got it down south. I'm like, that'd be a 5-hour drive just for me to go see that damn Buc-ee's. I'm like, that's some bullshit. Why don't you put that shit up here, man? We need us one. I want to go to a Buc-ee's. All we got is Love's and Pilot, for truck stops and shit. But I want to go to a Buc-ee's. I heard it's like really cool to go to a Buc-ee's. I heard it's like a amazing superstore gas station. I want to go. Damn it. Oh yeah, let me put Queen's link in. Y'all. Hold on. Let me go over here and get CFM Queen's link in so that y'all can go watch the food on. Yeah, let me do that because she got all the good food. You know what I'm saying? Man, I love good food. Y'all know, man, I could just sit there and play food or videos all day, every day. I want to go to one, cut and shoot. Like, they're putting us a Buc-ee's in finally, but they got to put it somewhere else. Let me make sure it's you. Yep, it is. What's up? Get to know. How you doing?
What's up, sweetheart? How are you?
I'm good. How's the book thing going? Everything going good? How's Miss Get to Know?
She's right here.
I'm doing good.
Hey, beautiful.
Hi.
Totally not waving like a jackass, and you can't see me.
Oh, we know you totally are, though. But yeah, I finally got the book done. It's out on Amazon and getting ready to get it into KDP and all that other shit too. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, I'm as soon as I get the extra, because I got to get my extra money going up. When I get a little extra money, I'm buying it, and it's on my wish list right now. It just so happens that your link came out after the other one, right? So I was like, damn it, I could have got both, and I didn't know it, and now I gotta wait till I get some extra money. But as soon as I get that, I'm buying it.
Well, maybe you should drop your link to your wish list.
Well, I gotta do my wish list because I've been adding stuff to it. I just moved. Well, see, I did my I'm trying to do one specifically for my housewarming stuff because we moved into our new house like last year. It'll be 2 years this October, and I've been meaning to do that for so long, and I still ain't did it. Lazy.
Procrastination.
I know, right? Procrastination gets you every single time. But
It does
I want.
too.
I did want to share the link to it though, because I do believe you're extremely talented and I love the way that you do poetry. You're amazing at it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Also, your music streams at night and just having fun, just sitting there bullshitting is real fun, and I think a lot of people would love it.
I hope so. Like I know that I talk about some serious shit, but I also do have some fun, and I do some other things besides just talk about the negative SA stuff in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But that's the most important to me.
And I think that's also amazing that you do that because you're spreading awareness.
Yeah. That's what I started this whole entire journey for, was for that purpose. You know what I mean? I just got sick and tired of it being swept under the rug and people not talking about it, and the problem getting worse and worse and worse and no solution in sight. So I figured, if not me, then who? And if not now, then when,
Very true. Oh, the JT dude did call himself doxing me on his OTT, which somebody sent me the video. I haven't downloaded or whatnot. He called himself doing that, but he showed an old abandoned property of mine. He called the wrong phone number.
Get the number right, bro. Come on now.
Oh, well, he said, answer the phone, answer the phone. I'm like, what are you talking about? My phone's not ringing. It's right here in my hand. I was playing a click because I have ADHD. So a lot of times when I'm on here, I'll be talking and reading the chat and playing a click game at the same time on my phone, right? So my phone was in my hand. And I go, it's not ringing. And then I said, just to make sure, to show y'all that my phone does ring, I had somebody call my phone while they were doing that to prove that my phone does ring. Oh.
That's looking great. That's great stuff.
Oh, that was hilarious. That happened Friday. But here's the thing. I don't really care about what they think they're doing to me, because who is that really? Like, oh, you showed my picture. I do have videos of myself on my platform
Yeah.
of me. So just because I'm lazy in the mornings and I like to do it behind my avatar because I like to drink my coffee in peace. I'm like, I've never hid who I am. I've always told the truth about me.
And that's like with me. I'm catching some shit too, and like I really don't care what people have to say. Like, at the end of the day, I know who I am. I know the truth about me. I know what I'm doing this for. So fuck them if they can't take a joke. You know what I mean?
Also, what I have heard about, I don't know if you've heard about the Johnny and PZ situation.
Nope.
Well, JT's running around saying that the Johnny guy, Johnny Arbar, is a pedo. He's putting that jacket on his back. Come to find out, the story was Johnny was an 8-year-old kid, and then he claimed it to be 15, and then he claimed another age. And the child, when he was a child, was touching other kids because they were SA'd by their parent or something. So that whole story, is messed up because you're running around putting a jacket on someone that was actually a victim.
Yeah, and that's fucked up.
And I don't even like the Johnny guy, but I'm not going to spread a lie on him.
Right. And shame on anybody who would. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's wrong.
And the crazy part is he's still friends with him. I'm like, how can you do that? You let somebody and wouldn't listen to me. And I'm like, if you don't want to listen to me, fine. You call me a hater, whatever you want to say, because I don't like JT. I said, go look at the video for yourself then.
Yeah. If you want to know the truth, all you got to do is go look for it. It's right there in front of everybody.
The truth is always prevalent, and it's always going to come out because actions always speak louder than words.
Absolutely. And that's why I stick to the truth. It's so much easier to tell the truth, and that's what I don't understand, why some people have such a hard time with telling the truth. Like, it's easy. It is what it is. If you tell it like it is, and then nobody can come back at you for shit.
Very true. Who's been messing with you recently? The same trolls?
Oh yeah, they'll never stop. You know what I mean? Plus I got another target in sight, just like Just like with old good Michael Dula, you know what I mean?
Well, if you ever want to come over here on Fuck Around and Find Out Friday, and somebody is a danger to the community at large, and you want to expose done, that's what Fridays are for, is to warn the general public about someone, and I usually back it up with either videos with their own words, or paperwork or something like that to show people,
Right.
and so if you have anybody that's a danger to society, that's what Fridays are for.
Oh yeah.
We exposing all these motherfuckers so that they can't run around here acting like they little Mr. Innocent or Miss Innocent, and the public can be warned, because that's what it's it's educational purposes.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna put some in the back chat for you real quick.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna look that up.
Okay.
Copy. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus, take the wheel on that one.
Mhm.
That's facts, CFM Queen. Not just survivors, you're warriors. Correct. Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my next one. That's my next one.
Hey, PCG, pretty chocolate girl. How you doing, my rose? I never promised you a rose garden. I beg your pardon. I got to sing that to her every time.
Hell yeah.
That's her song, because she likes rose gardens and stuff, and so that's her song.
Nice.
Well, you make sure you get busy with it. Nah. Okay, cut and shoot.
So how have you been though, sweetheart? How have you been? Honestly, how have you been?
Pretty good. I took a whole 2 weeks while y'all didn't see me for a while last month, as I went on to New York to see family, because they're moving down here, and so we were up there helping them get stuff out of their attic, pack stuff
Oh,
up,
nice.
all that stuff. So I was in New York for like 2 whole weeks and was barely on the YouTube streets. And I feel like I've only been back now. It's been a week and 2 days. I feel like I missed so much though in those 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like it's like I missed 3 years worth of things, and I'm trying to catch up on everything.
Yeah, I get it. Like, and I've taken a break here and there, and just like a week at a time or some shit. Holy crap, dude! By the time you come back, there's like whole new communities, new members, and I was like, what the hell just happened here?
Yeah, it's like, huh? Well, it's just like, there's been a lot of stuff and even on my streams that happen, right? I've had a lot just pop out of nowhere, and I'm like, what? What? Huh? And
Yep.
I'm confused, and I'm like, yeah. So, there's been a lot, and on the weekends, because I'll take Saturday and Sunday for my husband. Sunday's my geek and God day, and so those days are like the days I'm on YouTube if I catch stuff, but not really. And so if I went over the weekend, like just missing the weekend, you can miss a lot of stuff that goes down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When you're a serious content creator, like some of us are, you know what I mean? Like a couple of days can put you so far behind that it's almost impossible to catch back up on the shit.
It can be crazy. I got to make sure that my notifications for you, I got to turn them off and turn them back on, because I haven't gotten any saying, you know, and YouTube does that sometimes. I've
Yeah, they
noticed
do it a lot. They do it a lot.
it just gets on my nerves. I'm like,
It pisses me off
don't
too.
do that. I like getting my notifications to everybody because I think it's because I support so many people that it'll start, you know, when they start doing the where they recommend or like they,
Yeah, but see, like the thing, like with me, the thing that I don't get is like there's channels that I'm subscribed to that I don't go to and I haven't gone to in months, in maybe even a year or more, and I get every single one of their notifications. But when it comes to channels that I go to quite often, I don't get their notifications. It's weird.
I know I even get some notifications people I've never been to.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, who the fuck is this person? You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty good about keeping track of who I've met on YouTube and shit. You know what I mean? And I'm getting it's like, how? When did I sub up to these guys?
Oh, there was one time I didn't sub to a channel and somehow I got subbed to that channel. I guess because I watched like one live stream or something. And I was like, "Oh," and you're not gonna believe who it was. It was MT. I was like, "Oh, how did I get subscribed to this? I didn't press that note. I didn't press that button." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
This is
get you.
not. I was
Yep.
like, "Oh, this is gross. Don't do that to me, YouTube." That's Get to Know's channel right there. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I just turned off and on my notifications, so it hopefully will give me. I may have to go back through your shorts and do a like bomb. So if you see a lot of notifications come up for me, just don't think none about it. Because sometimes if you go back through and like you hit the like button on a lot of their shorts and different things, it will
Yeah.
start notifying you of their channel. I don't know if y'all know that. That's a way like for somebody that you know, they don't necessarily have a scheduled time, but you want to be able to catch them. If you go through and you start liking a lot of their stuff, YouTube will make sure it comes back to you. Like you like and unlike, just go through a bunch of them at one time. It will start throwing them in your algorithm more.
Yep, it does too. That's what I had to start doing with a lot of channels, especially ones that I go to quite often. Like anytime I go to their channel anymore, I just make it a habit to unlike or unsubscribe and then resubscribe and hit the bells again. You know what I mean?
It helps. It really does because sometimes YouTube algorithm, like because I've been over there and I've been in MobTube recently, it's throwing me all of their notification, but some of the older people that I've been watching for years, it's not throwing me their notifications, right?
Yeah.
For some odd reason. And I'm like, but I'm subscribed to all of these people. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I want all my don't you take away my notification. I got that bell on for a reason.
Yeah, I clicked that damn bell because I wanted the damn thing turned on.
I'm like, don't you do that to me, YouTube.
Yeah, I get it. Stupid YouTube. That's for sure.
I know that one day we was over there, I just saw, you know, I don't know why they like to come up there and P-bomb you all the time. It's crazy. We'd just be chilling and listening to music.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's cause what I do. You know what I mean? It's the point of trying to get a channel that deals with a serious situation, and they don't like it. Like when I first started this YouTube stuff, like I was told, you know, the more haters you get, the more you know you're doing better. You know what I mean?
I mean, it is true. I will say, you know, you're doing something good when you get like trolls and stuff
Yep.
because if you're a nobody, you're not going to get that, right? But if you're doing something and you're really pressing a button, you know, and you're absolutely like doing something, anything they consider controversial, even though to me what you're doing is amazing, you know, it is a controversial topic, right?
Yeah.
And there are people out there who are going to be for that situation, which is sick, but because they're for that, they're going to try to mess with you, which is crazy. I'm like, that just shows you yourself are a sick individual because this person is against SA of children and you're going to troll them. That means you're okay with people who SA children.
It's crazy to think, but when you think of it, you know, that's why when people try to come in and screw with me and stuff, I'm like, you know, if you're over here to try to cause hate and discontent, it means that you support what we fight against. So You know, because anybody that has a problem with SA in children, they're not going to come to my channel and try to make waves. You know what I mean? So, like, if you're okay with the SA children, then by all means, come over and we'll show you what we do. And we'll show you how we handle our business over there. You know what I mean? Because we do. We don't screw around.
That's how I know they're like those trolls that are doing that to you are like sick people, because like you just stated, if you know a person's doing something good for the community and they're against child SA, and you're doing, yeah, you a sick puppy, because
Yeah.
that says that it touched a little too close for home to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep. Why, you afraid of something? What are you afraid of? You afraid of that this shit's actually going to work and I'm actually going to make a difference in the world, in the laws and penalties? Is that what you're afraid of? Obviously, that's what you're afraid of, because otherwise you'd be supportive of my channel. If you're not, like, you know what I mean? Like, for real. Even if you don't have kids, I don't know how you can't support what I'm trying to do here, man. You know what I mean? I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who loves kids, and there's a lot of mothers out there who did not have children physically but have children. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people out there who may not be able to have kids at all, and they love children, and so they want what's best for the kids. Hey, Mercer Squirrel. But to bother somebody who's trying to make a difference in the world about people who SA kids is really messed up, and shows that you have something, you yourself have either A, thought about it, B, done it, because you know what I'm saying? Like, why
Yep.
would you try to stop somebody who's trying to help children?
Even
That
if
don't
you
make
don't,
sense.
even if you don't have kids, why would you try to stop somebody who's trying to do something to benefit all children? Dude?
Yeah, and protect our future, because the kids are our future. And like we've stated before, we've talked about it. When someone, hurts a child, they don't just hurt that child; they hurt every person
Yeah.
after that, and the family, and it just spreads out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
Like I said it on my channel too, and I know you and we've personally had this conversation. Like, my children became victims of what this monster did to me as a child before I even never thought about having children. Every single person that you interact with in your life ends up becoming a victim of what happened to you. You know what I mean? You don't you don't let people in. You push people away. You know what I mean? You just I wouldn't have been as closed off to the world as I would have been, as I am, if that shit wouldn't happen to me.
and then also, like we've stated before, like where my mom was a survivor, right?
Right.
She was super overprotective of me, to the point that I missed out on things because of that, right? Like, I didn't get to go spend the night at friends' houses and all these
Right.
different things, because
And we
she was afraid what happened to her would happen to me. Which,
right.
at the same time, I can't be like, dang you, mom. You know what I'm saying? Because you're
Yep.
protecting me, you
Yep.
know? But because of her having to go through that, it made her way more strict and way more hold on to where she was afraid to let me go out in this world because of that. I mean, it
Yeah.
protected me, and it kept me from happening to me, or possibly happening, but it also did keep a few things from happening. So that's another way I say that it doesn't just affect the survivor, it affects every other person and even their children, because of the fact that now you're afraid that could happen to your kids. And
Yeah.
then it could affect your friendships with others, because even if the person means no harm, you could absolutely see a red flag that ain't even really a red flag, and push that person away
Yep.
because of what was done to you. You know
And I'm
what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm absolutely positive that I am guilty of that. I'm sure I have pushed numerous people away that I wouldn't have, if that probably didn't deserve to be pushed away. Like, right now, my son's almost 19. My son will be 19 years old in July. He still lives here at home with us, and he's um getting ready to go to a conference in Utah, and it's an overnight conference, and I'm like, I want to know who you're going to be with. He's going with classmates. He's going with the philosophy club, and and like I want an address where you're going to be at. He's 19 years old. He can tell me to go screw myself. You know what I mean? But it's like no. Like I'm that protective of my kids. Like even to you know what I mean? Like my son's an adult, and I can't. I literally can't tell him what he can and cannot do. He's going to go do what he wants now, but it's like no, I don't care. I don't give a shit how old you are. I'm still going to be protective of you. And like, I think at some point in time, my wife and I was a little bit too protective over our kids. But at the same time, I don't regret it at all.
And I will tell you this, even though sometimes it might annoy your children, they will also thank you when they get older because you did
Yep.
protect them from that. Because that's the way I feel about, with what my mom and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
Do I sometimes, wish I had been able to do those things? Yes, but at the same time, I do know where it comes from and I know why. And, there are things that very well could have happened if my parents had been more trusting, right? And
Yep.
that didn't happen to me because of her being overprotective and because of her watching out for things and,
Yeah.
trying to protect me from that situation. So it
Yeah.
wouldn't happen to me. And it didn't because of her.
Yeah. See, and like with my kids, there's been many times that my kids are like, well, it's because you don't trust me. And it's like, no, it has nothing to do with me not trusting you. I fully trust my children. Okay. 100%. I trust them. I trust their decisions. I trust all of it. So does my wife. And it's like, it's not that we don't trust you because we do. It's that we don't trust the people we don't know. So, you know what I mean? Like, how can you have trust in somebody that you've never met? It's hard. And I know, like, I first-handedly know what kind of sick, depraved people are out there in this world. That's wearing a mask every single day. That's out there to get your children, and whatever it takes to keep them safe, I'm willing to do it. You know what I mean?
You're not trusting them, you're protecting them from the world. That's the way,
Yeah.
because this world is an evil place and there's a lot of bad people who pretend to be good people. They pretend and they're really good at it to the point that
Evil people wearing
yeah.
masks for beauty.
And so and I was the same, I thought the same about my mom. I was like, do you not trust me? And then I had to think about it retrospectively. And now that I'm a parent, I fully understand it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Now
Yeah.
that I'm
Absolutely.
older, I understand it more because as a parent, if we could protect our kid from everything, we would. We know they're going to fall. We know they're going to have bumps in the road that we can't keep from them. But if we
Yeah.
could, we would.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But unfortunately, we as a society and as a species, we have got to venture out into the world. We have to. It's inevitable. And with that comes making yourself vulnerable. And
Hmm.
I just know the kind of evil that's out there, and it's horrible.
Hey, Chi Chi, also, yeah, and here's the thing. Do I wish in a perfect world we could get rid of all that? Yes, but we know that will never happen.
Yeah.
Right? We
Yep.
could try to make things stricter, as we said, the law is stricter, so there's less likely chances. But where there is good, there will always be evil.
There has to be. There
Yeah,
has
so
to be.
it's a balance in this world.
Yeah. In order for us to know what is good, we have to know what is evil and wrong, and vice versa. In order for us to know something is good, we have to know that there is something negative attached to that.
Well, it's like when I talk to people about emotions, right? With
Oh,
you can't be happy all the time. You know what I'm saying? You're going to
yeah,
have sadness. You can't be calm all the time. You're going to have anger. Like for everything in the world there's a balance. With every negative emotion there's a positive emotion. If you didn't have those negative emotions, you would never appreciate when you do have those positive emotions. So not that's why I tell people when it comes to mental health, your bad day, right, can only get better. If you're at your lowest point and you know what I'm saying, and
the
you're
only
at
way,
the
the only way
bottom.
for you, the only other possible way The only other possible direction when you're at your lowest point, the only other possible direction is up.
Yeah. And that's what I
That's it.
tell people. It never lasts forever. So when you think that it's never going to change, it's never going to get better, it will, because it has no option but not to. The scales have to go back and forth, you know? So when
Yep.
you're in those depressive moments, realize you're not going to stay in them. You're going to come out of them.
Yeah. And sometimes you're not going to come out of it alone. And don't be afraid to ask somebody, hey man, hey, I'm down and out, dude. Can you give me a hand here? Like, help me out. Help me. You know what I mean? And it's okay to ask for help, you guys. It really is. I'm learning that myself.
And it's not a shame to go to therapy. It's not a shame to ask for help from others. It's not a shame to say, you know what, today my mental health is bad. Can I talk to you? Because I've been that friend. I'm gonna tell y'all a little story. I had a friend whose wife, she had an ex who he was in depression. She went to help him. He unalived her, shot her right through the back of the head. My friend, obviously, you know, they didn't find her for 3 days. So for
Oh,
3 days,
man.
he didn't know what happened to his wife for 3 whole days, right? Because he didn't have her phone to be able to say she was in contact with this person and this person needed her help, blah, blah, blah. And she was trying to help somebody. He
Right.
didn't know for 3 days until they found her body. And when they found her body, obviously it hit him real hard. I'm the one that set them up to be together because I thought they were both good people. You know what I'm saying? And both
Right.
deserved love. He called me at 1 o'clock in the morning with a gun to his head. I talked him off that ledge. Now, so many years later, he has found, you know, someone else to love and to be happy with. And that situation still happened. It will always hurt him, but now he's in a better place. And if he had did that night what he had wanted to do, he would have never made it to that new point in life. That's when I tell people, you
Yep.
may think you're at your lowest right now, but if you give up now, you're going to miss something that's going to be amazing in the future.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
And you know, that's something that me myself I have dealt with. I had those tendencies when I was 14 years old after my brother passed away, because my brother passed away, and then right after that, my sister got on drugs. You know, my parents were having to deal with her. I went moved to a new school system, and because I wouldn't be mean to somebody and I was nice to them, they put me in the same, you know, playing field and started bullying me because I was a nice person. Because I wouldn't be mean to this other person they wanted me to be mean to. Because I'm not that type of person and I would never be that person. And I just felt like at that point I had, you know, nothing to live for. It was just awful. And if I had done what I wanted to do then, right, I wouldn't have my son. I wouldn't have the happiness that I have now. Yeah, did I go through some BS along the way? Hell yeah, I did. But I wouldn't be where I am at today. And so that's why I try when I preach about mental health. It's so important to, you can't take care of someone else unless you take care of yourself first.
Yeah. Yeah. See, like, I don't even know if I've discussed this with you, but on this topic, like, I've had 4 failed attempts on myself in my life. You know what I mean? The first time I ever tried was I was 9 years old. You know what I
I,
mean?
I just want to hug younger you so bad.
You know what though? You know what though? That my younger me, he's doing just fine. He's doing just fine now.
I've got to find Miss Harlow's channel. I think something that you might enjoy. Her and Bambi do a show. And I think it's tomorrow. It may be today, but I think it's tomorrow if I'm not mistaken. Is it right, Miss Bambi? They do a show called Sisters in Grief. It's not just for women though, it's for everybody who's had grief in their life. You know, passing away, different things and stuff like that, or and it's about mental health awareness and all this stuff, right? And then
Right.
Miss Bambi, she does Wellness Wednesdays where she talks about narcissism and different things. Um, and I'm gonna post both their channel links right now. Um, I believe that mental health is extremely important, and Both Miss Harlow and Miss Bambi have lost their husbands in the past. And both have dealt with grief. Miss Bambi technically lost her husband. Not technically, but really did lose her husband to suicide. It's a grief support group, pretty much. And I'm going to say this, she can tell you from the other side, which I know now you have too much to live for, but from the other side of what she and her children have to go through without him. She talks about that and how much, it affects not only her, but the children. And,
Right.
her grandchild doesn't get to know her husband, which is sad.
Yeah. Yeah, that
And
is.
I think if people could look at also not only because when you're in that moment, and you know this as well as I do, you're not thinking about others at that moment, right?
No.
When you're in that moment, and you're not thinking about how it can hurt others. And sometimes at that point in time, you think you have nothing left to live for. I, to this day, say it was God's intervention. I had a vision of my own funeral and what it would look like and how it would affect others around me. I
Oh,
saw
wow.
my mom and dad, like how it destroyed them, how it destroyed their life. And
Wow.
that's what stopped me that day. And I just pierced my ears that day. But anyway, re-pierced my ears. They were already pierced. I just had to re-pierce them because they had grew up. But that's what I did that day instead of that.
Oh, yeah. And I'm
Yeah,
glad you changed your mind.
yeah, I'm so glad you changed yours because think about it, Mr. Get to Know. You wouldn't be here today to be able to help others. You wouldn't
No.
be with your beautiful wife and have your beautiful children. You know what I'm saying? And to
Yep.
be able to live the life you're living now. And so many people don't realize how selfish it is to want to do that. You want to stop your pain, but don't realize you're just spreading that pain to someone else.
Yep.
You're giving it, alone.
Yeah, for sure. And I've even got to the point because here recently the parasite that abused me as a child, he died. So
Congratulations.
that's he died at the beginning of February. My dad didn't find out until the middle of February, and my dad called me on the phone and he's like, "Are you at work?" And I said, "No, what's going on?" He's like, I heard my mom in the background. She's like, "I told you to ask him if he's driving." And I was like, "No, I'm not driving. What the fuck's going on?" My dad's like, "I was reading the obituary," and I was like, "Oh, great, who died now?" You know what I mean? He goes, "So you didn't hear who died?" And I was like, "No, I have no clue." He's like, "The person that did that shit to you." And like, it was the most amazing feeling I've had in my lifetime. I got to see my kids born. I cut both of their umbilical cords and all. I got to see my beautiful wife say yes to me in marriage, and it was one of the most amazing feelings I've ever had in my life. And then that was quickly followed up with almost a. I know that he never quit doing what he was doing, and I know that he never asked for forgiveness, because you can't ask for forgiveness and continue doing the shit that you did. You know what I mean? So I know what the Bible says about people who hurt children, and I kind of feel bad for him, you know?
That just shows what kind of heart you have. You know what I'm saying? And to, my point, I hope he's burning in HE double hockey sticks. Anybody who does that to a child, I hope they're burning in HE double hockey sticks. But at the same time, that shows the empathy that you have for others and how much you actually have a good heart. To note that we know where people like that go and we know what they're dealing with. Well, we don't know, but you know what I mean.
Yep. Yep. We can kind of think about maybe we have an idea what's happening to him, but that torment that he's going to have to deal with for all eternity, I don't want that for anybody. You know what I mean? But hey, it's not my soul. It's not his soul's not mine to worry about. What he did is what he did, and that's on him. So rest in peace, and na 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 na
Na
na
na
na.
na na.
Hey
Say,
hey
say,
hey.
say,
Goodbye.
goodbye.
Yeah. Yep. And that's how I ended my book, with those words right there.
Also, we know that that person could never hurt another person now. They're
And
gone
that's what
for
it was for
good.
me. That's where the most that feeling of knowing, because there was something that happened back when I was 16 years old, and um, I made a decision to not do something that I really wanted to do at the time, all because I heard a voice tell me no, just said Aaron no, and I turned around and there was nobody there, and I've always carried around this guilt of not doing it because me not doing it, I looked at it like I allowed him to continue on doing what he was doing. But it wasn't until after he died that I was like, you know what? Like, I didn't do that. He had every opportunity on his own to change the things that he was doing and to become a better man and a better human, and he just didn't choose to do that. And I'm so glad that I didn't pull that trigger, and I'm so glad things went the way they did, because I wouldn't know you, I wouldn't know you, I wouldn't know CFM, I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be.
You wouldn't
And
have had your beautiful wife and your children.
yeah,
And he
yeah,
would have took more from you. He would have took more from you at that
everything.
point.
Yeah, it would
And
take everything. Yeah,
so here's the thing. This is what I try. This is a lot of people who are survivors of that kind of abuse who've had that thought process, they have guilt. If let's say, see my mom, when it happened to her, it was her own father, right? And they one of the cousins did go to the police and did turn them in. They asked my mom in front of her abuser, um, you know, do you want to say anything? My mom obviously couldn't say a word. They had done, drilled it into her head when they were
right.
taking her up there. Um, they had done drilled it into her head that you're gonna, this is gonna happen to you if you say anything and all this other stuff, right? And so in her, what happened with her, it was going to push that, right?
Yeah,
Sorry about that. But no, the uh the thing that happened with her and everything like that, they tried to ask her those situations with right in front of him. So how was she supposed to speak up? Right. And she has
yeah,
survivor's remorse. And I call it survivor's guilt because you think it's going to happen to someone else and you could have saved them. Right. You
yeah,
could have did something. And you can't look at it like that because you're not the bad person. They are.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
yeah,
church lady. Hey,
yeah.
everybody coming in.
It's just like when people hear my story and stuff for the first time, and they're always telling me, "Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you," and I hate it. I hate when other people tell me like, they're like, I understand why people say sorry and what they mean by saying that, but for me, it's like I I appreciate it, but that's not what I'm here. That's not what I do this for. I'm not looking for people to say sorry that they feel bad that happened to me. Like, there's only one person I wanted a sorry from, and he's dead now. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, you didn't do it to me, so there's nothing. You don't have nothing to say sorry about. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. At the end of the day, what happened to me, and it was put on my shoulders to do to take it in whatever direction I wanted to, and this is where it's led me. So,
But see, even I always say this too. All things good and bad that happen in our life happen for a reason. If that
yep,
had not happened to you, you wouldn't be able to be the advocate that you are today.
nope, I
If
wouldn't
that
be.
hadn't happened to Miss Bambi, even though I know that she wishes with everything in her hadn't, she wouldn't be able to help others. So everything good and bad that happens in our life happens
Yeah,
for a reason, and it's always, even if it's the worst thing possible, there is a reason for it in a sense, right? Even if we can't
absolutely.
find a reason.
See, like just here recently, a lot of life changing shit has happened for me since this person has died, and that's one of the things that's happened to me is I just I used to question why what God why he allowed. If you love me so much, why do you allow this to happen to me? Why would you let something like that happen to somebody that you say you love and care about? You know what I mean? And it wasn't here until after he died that I was like, I get it. I get it. I know. It's not that God allowed it to happen to me. There's evil in the world, and evil happens. God gave me the strength to continue on with life and to do what I'm doing now. And in a way, I'm almost kind of glad that it did happen to me. You know what I mean? Because I don't know very many people that would have been able to come out of it like I did and change their lives around and just do the same stuff I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and here's the thing. Um, Everybody always says, they always ask you this question: if you could change something in your life, would you? And my answer to that is always no. And the reason why is because if those things had changed or if those things had not happened, right, then I wouldn't be the person I am today. Everything that happened to me, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, right, it
Yeah.
happened to make me who I am. And I wouldn't change it for that simple fact. Um,
Yeah. No matter how small it might have been, how small of a change it might have been, or how big of a change it might have been, I wouldn't change a thing about anything in my life either, because just even one little change puts me on a completely different path in life. And I'm glad to be on the path. I'm so glad and happy, and I'm good with the path that I'm on in my life. And it wouldn't be possible if everything that's happened to me didn't happen to me.
and that's, it's our what happens to us in our life. It's not always our choices, right? Like, I've told y'all about the wreck that I had when I was 15 years old. I was on a bus. I was an innocent kid. That gave me a disability for the rest of my life. The rest of my life, it will never go away, right? Would I
Right.
like to be able to have done more? Yeah, I wanted to be a Marine at one point, but I know I can't pass that physical. I wanted to go into the FBI. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. There's a lot of things of choices that were taken from me, not by my own choice, but if I hadn't have went through that, still wouldn't be the person that I am today. So, good, bad, or indifferent, if I didn't go through the things I did, I wouldn't be who I am. And CFM Queen, I've been reading your comments, love, and I'm gonna say this: there is no way you could have saved anybody else because you weren't the one making the choices to do it.
Yep.
That person made those choices.
Yep. And
And
it's
no
that's
matter
such.
how much, you still couldn't have changed that trajectory.
Yep. And that's such a hurdle. It's such a huge hurdle to get over. That one hurdle, and it's such a monumentum hurt. It's an amazing hurdle to get over, and it's hard. But when you do, you're gonna look back at it and be like, "Shit, that was nothing, man." You know what I mean?
Also, don't blame yourself for others' actions or even things that were out of your control. Remember, there are some things that are out of your control at the end of the day. Like someone else's choices are out of your control. There is no way you could have changed any of that. There's no way that you could have fixed any of that or saved anybody else, even if you wanted to, even if your heart wanted to. Um, Everything that happens is meant to happen for a reason, even if we don't like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
It happened though, but I'll tell you this, CFM Queen, that means you have a very powerful story to tell, and maybe your story can help someone else. And that's what I say about our stories and our life stories, like what Miss Harlow went through, losing her husband, losing her child. If anybody had a feeling to, you know, unalive themselves at that point in her life, she very well could have, but she's still here today, standing strong,
And
and
that's more
use
powerful than anything.
using her story to help others. And anybody that's going through it at that moment in that time frame doesn't think it'll ever get better, but it does. If Miss Harlow had not went through that, right, she found all the people she's found along the way, and now she's talking to a good gentleman. I like Mr. Chris, and I hope that they keep going about it, and you know eventually one day I hope to see them in the same house. But wouldn't have found that. Like, you got to think about, if you were to give up at this exact moment, there is so much in life that you're going to miss out on, good, bad, and indifferent. And you never know if you walk into a store one day and just say, hey, I like your shirt. If that one act of kindness that you just did, or you're telling your story on this YouTube, or you're helping other people, you don't know how many people you really affected and helped without even knowing it.
Yep. Yep. There's a story, a friend of mine was in prison, and he's like and his family sent him enough money to get his commissary and all that shit that he needed, plus a candy bar for every day of the month, right? And he was it was getting closer to the end of the month, and he had one candy bar left. He didn't even have enough candy bars to get through the rest of the month. And he's like, I was walking back from kitchen detail, and I was thinking about, I had my candy bar. I was thinking about eating my candy bar, and I couldn't wait to get back to my cell to eat it. And this guy was coming out of, he was a maximum security, and he was in orange, and he walked past him, and he's like, hey, can I have your candy bar? And the guards, of course, told him, hey, shut up and whatever. And the dude's like, no, man, this is my last candy bar. And he said, for some reason, I don't know what it was, but something just told me, just give this dude your candy bar. You know what I mean? So he actually turned around and he fucking gave that dude that candy bar. And he ran into the same guy through the hallway again, like a month and a half later. He's like, hey, you know what? That day you gave me that candy bar, I just wanted to let you know that I was on my way back to my cell to hang myself. And you giving me that candy bar stopped me from hanging myself. So I appreciate that. I always remember that story. Like, I'll always remember that story. You know what I mean? That's why I just try to, that's why I on my channel, like, like, be nice. All you got to do is be nice. It's so simple to be nice. And there's nothing wrong with being nice, for shit's sake. You know what I mean? Like, nothing wrong with being nice. And it's easy to do. I just don't understand why people can't do it. Yep. Right. It's a crazy story. Yep. You never know when, just walking up to somebody, just somebody that's the look on their face is like, I'm not having a good day. I hate the world. And just telling them, hey, things will get better. Just something nice. You never know. You never know what you could change just by saying something nice to somebody, man. You really don't. Yep, you could be talking to somebody on their worst day. Absolutely fact. And CFM's queen, she's told me some of her story, and I tell you what, you're one strong woman, sweetheart. You really are. You really are.
Yeah, you never, like, every day when I wake up, and I walk to the store, let's say I'm walking into the gas station and I see somebody with pretty hair or nice shoes or a shirt that I like, I just randomly tell people, hey, I like those shoes. Hey, I like that. And you never know, just smiling at someone, just smiling
Yeah.
at someone could change
Yep.
their whole day. They could be having the worst day ever and you don't know it because some people hide it very well. And just being that one little small act of kindness can change this world. One little step at a time, each one of us can do it. Just being kind to one another.
Yep. And it's so simple. It is so simple to be kind. You don't even have to try to be kind. You have to try to be mean. You have to try to be rude. You actually have to put effort into being rude and mean. You don't have to put in any effort to be nice. It comes naturally. We're built to be nice. We're made to be nice. It's simple. People just don't get it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know for me to actually be mean or say mean things. Sometimes I actually have to try to do that. And do I want to do that to everyone? No. But when I see you doing bad behaviors and just being an evil, awful person, yeah, that triggers my mean side. But I will say that I have seen a lot, CFM Queen, in the Jehovah Witness lifestyle of abuse. You know, I hear that in a lot of me myself and I am a Christian, right? But I don't go to every church because within a lot of churches there's some hypocrisy, and in the Bible it states, "Beware of false prophets, for they are many." And so I'm very particular about where I go to church. And since the one church home that I had shut down, I haven't been back to a secular church. And it was because we just didn't, you know, we moved and whatnot from that area. So, and one of the churches that I absolutely adored, we just didn't have enough people to keep the doors open, to tell you the truth. It was very small, very little. But, you know, just one act of kindness, you never know, can change this world. The fact of you telling your stories, the fact of you helping people with that, like Mr. Get to Know, you telling your story, you don't know how many people you've helped. There could
Yeah.
have been somebody in those bushes that you didn't even know was there that day, you know?
Yep. Yep. And you know, and like I know it happens. This kind of stuff happens to men almost as often as it does to women. But women are more likely to come forward with what's happened to them than men are. Men, there's so many men. There's so many men that this happened to them as children, and they're going to carry the weight of of not telling anybody till the day they die, and that breaks me. That literally devastates me to think about how many men literally go to their grave with never talking about what happened to them because of whatever cliche or whatever they're afraid of what somebody's going to say, or you know what I mean. It really messes with
Men
my
are
head.
told to suffer in silence, that you know, they're made to feel like if it happened to them, you know, even especially in a heterosexual male who it was done by another male, they're told to feel shame about it, that it's going to make them gay, all these other things that is absolutely not true. Men are also told, you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to. That's bull crap, and that's why so many men unalive themselves. And it's really sad, you know, that,
Yes.
you know, so many people suffer in silence. And you never know, if you speak up and you speak out, how many people you can actually help, because it gives them the courage to come forward. It gives them the courage to be able to say, you know what, this happened to me and I'm a survivor.
Yeah. Yep. And it's okay to speak up about it, regardless of whatever anybody thinks. Like, see, there's so many things you just named off there. You know, like told it was shameful, and don't men don't cry. That's how my life was when I was a kid. Like, you're a boy, don't cry. Boys don't cry. We don't do that shit. Suck it up. Hold that shit inside. Bury it deep. Bury it deep, and nothing will be able, and nobody will be able to hurt you. But the hurt you cause to yourself by burying it deep, it's monstrous, and it's horrible.
And they're also made to feel more ashamed if they go seek therapy.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I
when
love
I
therapy. I love therapy. I'm not gonna. I've been in therapy now. I've been in therapy every single week for the last. Sometimes I was at one point in time I was going 3 times a week for shit's sake for the last 8 years. And I'm telling you what, I think it should be a law that everybody has a counselor. I'm
well,
serious. I
I
love therapy
went
that much.
I went to my therapist, and I tried therapy because they asked, well, you know, when I was going to get my ADHD diagnosis, they said, "What do you want to do therapy?" I said, "Sure." You know, and my therapist told me I know too much, pretty much, and she said, "I really don't know how to help you when you already know how to help yourself." She said, "But what we can do is we could just have conversations." I ended up becoming my therapist while I was there, and
Oh
helping
yeah.
my therapist through things, because you know, I told her something that nobody's ever done. A lot of people don't think about therapists and the fact of what they have to hear every day can really
Holy
affect
shit.
their mental health. And so I asked her how she was doing. She said, you know, not many people actually ask that, and all those things. And I said, you know, people don't think about how it affects your mental health to hear some of this stuff, and how scary it is to hear, you know, like, people who are mental health advocates or help others with mental health, you need to make sure you also protect yourself, because hearing other stories can make your mental health go down, and you have to take a time to decompress after you deal with a heavy situation. I know this because I've done it, right? You have to take a moment to listen to music, do your coping mechanisms, help you clear your mind, because you can't help anybody else if you're also hurting, if you're
Yeah.
also in that space. So you got to take care of yourself. And so my therapist was telling me, obviously, she didn't give me no information on this person, right? Because that would be against laws. But she had a male patient that he came to therapy to try to be a better father because he didn't know how to show love, and he didn't know how to even start therapy because he had been told so long to shut up, be quiet, and be a man, that he was made to feel so shamed about it that he didn't even know how to work on his own problems and help himself.
I didn't even know how to cry. Like people that's a hard one for some people to grasp. Like my wife, the first 12 years we were together, she never seen me cry. Because I got to a certain point to where I was about ready to cry, and I just held it in, and I blocked it off. I'm just at almost 46 years old. I'm just now learning how to cry. Think about
A-
that for a minute. You know what I mean?
And crying is actually one of the most helpful things because you're releasing
Yeah,
that emotion.
yeah,
I became cold to a certain extent, and I understand that. That's why that song, I never meant to be so cold. I'm sorry about all the lies. I love
yeah.
that song because I've been that cold person before. So, because like, I had to, after my brother passed away, my mom and dad were already going through enough. So I felt, this is what I felt. This is not the truth. My parents would have never told me to feel this way. I felt I had to hold all my shit in to make sure I was the strong one for them. I had to be that person for everybody else, if that makes sense. And so
Absolutely.
I got to a point that I did that, but I learned that was totally not healthy. And in fact, it threw me into a terrible depression 3 years later. Um, After my brother passed, I had an animal that was my everything. I told him all my secrets, everything. When he passed away, all of that hit me at one time.
Oh, I bet.
Every bit of it. It was bad. And I learned from that day forward, I know now how to force myself to cry when I need to, because sometimes I still catch myself doing it. I listen to music, and music is my therapy. So I listen to like the songs I know that are going to make me bawl like a little baby. One of my
Yeah,
songs is The Baby by Blake Shelton. That's one of
yeah.
my songs that will get me. And there's another song by LaShonda something. It's called You Can Let Go Now, Daddy.
Mm.
And I know when it talks
Yeah, I know what song you're talking about. Yes, yes.
about at the end where he's only hanging on for you. That's what the night nurse said. My
Yep.
voice and heart were breaking as I crawled up in his bed and said, You can let go now, Daddy. Every time I hear that song, tears just come down my eyes. I don't care. I love the song, and sometimes I'll just sing it because I like the song. But I'll still every time. And the baby, the part that gets me is she looked like she'd been sleeping, and my family had been weeping by the
Yep.
time that I got to her side. And I knew that she'd been taken, and my heart it was breaking. I never got to say goodbye. I softly kissed that lady and cried just like a baby. And every time I hear that song, every time tears gonna come to my damn eyes, right? So I know when I'm hurting, I can put those songs on, I can sing them, and I'm gonna cry. I'm a ugly cry, right? I'm a ugly cry. I'm a snot. I'm gonna do it all. But after I get done doing that ugly cry, then I go do my happy songs, the songs that make me feel better. You know what I'm saying? Like, this
Yep.
is my fight song, take back my life song, prove
Yep.
I'm all right song. I love that song. And I'll go sing, all my little songs, and I'll feel better. And, and
Charlie, you
then
got a beautiful voice. You know that? You got a beautiful voice, girl.
I've been singing my whole life, child, since I was little, up in choir. Church choir. We got them church folks, like the church lady. I'll tell you something. The church lady you see in my chat, that lady can sing, child. She don't sing, she sings.
She sang it, huh? Right on.
Uh-huh. She's
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
That's my sister from another mister also. Let me go down here and get she ain't been doing no damn lives or nothing. We got to get her back on the damn ball for that. You heard me,
Oh
church lady. And I know
yeah.
you listening.
Yeah, you should come over. You should come over and hang out on Sunday night sometime. And I just started up a new karaoke deal that I'm gonna start doing on Sunday nights on my channel. So
Ooh, I love karaoke night. I love doing some good old karaoke. My friend Very Carey used to do that all the time, but she's been kind of busy kind of situation and time zone wise is a little weird. So she ain't been able to do it. And I love me some good old karaoke nights
me too. Like
and whatnot.
I love singing karaoke. I can't sing worth a shit, but I love it anyway. And I don't care what people think or say. Like you can change the channel if you don't like what you hear. I don't care. Don't offend me none at all. I'm just saying, like I can't sing worth a shit, but I love doing it anyway. And yeah, I'd love to have you come over and hang out, and everybody from your community, like for real, I'd love to see you guys come over and hang out, man.
Oh yeah, I'll make sure I have to be over there on Sunday, and I'll have to share that out and everybody do some karaoke because I will say this music helps so many people and they don't even realize it. And a
Yeah.
lot of people you have to find your coping mechanism, like
Yep.
whatever it might be. For like you, it's your poetry, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
singing and music and all this stuff. And for somebody else, it could be painting or making like little bracelets or making cartoons or doing different things could be a lot of different stuff for different people. I have noticed though that most coping mechanism and crying is a coping mechanism, contrary to popular belief. Um, I've seen most things I will say that are coping mechanism. Have you noticed they're creative?
Yeah. It's weird, but yeah, I have. I get yeah.
They're like our creative brain actually helps us cope with things sometimes. It's so crazy. And then you got people who like to watch, true crime or watch different things or play video games or like if I get an angry spout, I just get on GTA or something and I go beat me a few prostitutes upside the head and get me their money.
Hell yeah. Yeah, see, I do that, but I don't play the video game. I just go there in my mind and I just do it in my mind. It's amazing therapy. It really is. I'm just saying. Yes, I go into my mind and I beat the shit out of people. Sometimes I use a chair. Sometimes I'll use a belt. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in and what they done to piss me off. You know what I mean? Charlie's like, PTK, that might have been over the line. No worries, love. I am very appreciative of hearing your story. I am so sorry you had to go through all of that. I'm almost in tears to hear that song came across. Unfortunately, when it comes to family like that, it stays in the dark more often than it comes forward. That's for sure. Hell yeah, CFN's queen. We all love you, girl. You know that. You're one of the most strongest people I know, girl. And I'm not just saying that to make you feel better. I'm telling you that because that's just the truth, man. And how is CFM doing anyway? I just wonder if it's Halloween yet. I love the Halloween costume parties that CFM puts together.
Yeah.
I know people say that you shouldn't have a silence on your live streams, but it's not mine. Oh yeah. Well, hopefully you get some fishing time in there. You know you love my costumes, CFM. Come on, you know that, Queen. You know you love them. Nobody brings a costume to a costume party like G2K, hands down. I'm not just saying that because I'm G2K. I'm just saying that because that's the truth.
Oh, sorry about that. My dad came in and was talking to me at the same time, so I'm trying to listen to both situations at
Oh, you're
once.
good. You're good. I figured, what the hell.
But yeah, no, I think that with everybody's situation, right? What everybody's been through in their life, each one of us have a story. Even
Yeah,
if people don't necessarily come out and say their story because for one reason or another, each one of us have been through something. We've endured something, whether it be depression, anxiety, PTSD, abusive exes, SA, different things, right? And
yeah,
each one of our stories are powerful, and we never know what our story can help the next person, and so on and so forth. Like, let's say you had a situation with a cult, right?
right.
And you knew about it, but this other person didn't, and they're trying to go into it and be a part of it. You start educating and start talking about your story. You may have saved that person from that situation and didn't even, and how many
Yeah,
others. It's like these people who are coming out on the Scientology bull crap. Right now, we know what Scientology. They finally started coming forward about it. At first, nobody was speaking ill of it, right? But then you hear about it, and then you see people come out about like losing loved ones and others who have lost loved ones and didn't get to say goodbye. And that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of us, you
yeah,
know. Losing different people in your life can be very hard. I still have my mother and father, but I don't have a grandparent left. All of them are gone.
yeah.
I've
Same
lost
here.
siblings, know what I'm saying? I have very little extended family left, and because of the older generation mostly being gone, we're not as close knit as we used to be because of
Yep,
that,
yep,
you know? And
yep.
so you get to a point where, as you age, you start losing friends, you start losing family members. I know right now I'm only 37 and I've already lost so much, so I know it's going to get worse. I know the older I get, they're getting older. And that's another reason why, I'm taking care of my parents until, you know, their day, because they took care of me when I was little. They
Yep.
made sure I was straight. So, that's why I say I've seen in other communities, I've seen people put people down for that. And I'm like,
Yep.
that's messed up. They're trying to make sure their family's straight. Now, if they're just living off and sponging off their family and doing them wrong, that's different. But if they're taking care of and helping them, why aren't you making fun of, like, I've seen them make fun of dudes who live with their mom who's like 60, 70, 80 years old. And because he's a single guy, and let's say his wife passed away, or he divorced, or he, hasn't found someone new yet, whatever the situation may be with that, they'll make fun of him. And I'm like, but he's not sponging off them. He's helping them and he's making sure they're okay. That's bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree.
I
Like,
can't
like,
wait to do karaoke with you though. I'm gonna sing
hell
it up,
yeah,
child. I'm gonna
hell
sing it.
yeah. I can't wait either. I'm excited. I wish we could fast forward through the rest of the week just to get to Sunday now.
What time on Sundays do you do that?
I don't know what time works for you, sweetheart.
Afternoons? Anything after 1 p.m. my time?
And
Hmm.
it's your what time is it your time now?
I'm Central Standard Time, so it's 10:53 a.m.
Okay, so you're only an hour ahead of me. Okay, so like I'm probably gonna start. I'll probably start doing it like at 7 o'clock my time, 8 o'clock my time.
That's good. Seven's good.
Sweet.
Um, yeah, because that doesn't lead it too late either. Because I go to bed with the chickens. I'm like an old person. I swear to God.
I know. I can't believe you're only 37 years old. Like I about fell off my goddamn bed.
Yeah, I know. I've always told, even when I was younger, I was always told. I don't know if you heard this old saying, "You got a pretty old soul."
Yep.
I've
I get told that
always
quite
been told
often
that.
also. Yep. Me too. Me too.
From the time I was a youngin', I was told that I had an old soul and that I had been on this earth before, because I've always been super knowledgeable about things. And not saying I know everything, because none of us do. We're always learning too. We never stop learning. I don't care how old and grown you think you might be, because you can always learn something new. That's why when I went to therapy, that was my thing. I thought I could learn something new. And she's like, no, in fact, you should go to school for that. And I told her, so, well, I'm not far from 40 and it takes 10 years. I said, by the time I would get done, I would be into my 60s or 50s, So I
For
was
what?
like,
For
but
what?
but what she did tell me was that you could become a life coach, and you don't have to go through all that, stuff. But
You'd
basically,
make you'd make a damn good life coach. I'd hire you for my life coach for real.
and I me myself and I will say that I just do it for the free 99 most of the time. I try to help people for the free 99. I don't charge. I never have, and I just try to help people because there's already enough evil in this world.
Yep.
I don't want to add to it. You know what I'm saying? I
Yep.
don't.
There's already so much negativity out there fighting against the positivity that it almost at times it really seems like it's a fucking losing battle. You know what I mean? And I just do what I can to combat as much darkness and negativity as I can, man.
Yeah, and I've always had this saying, I want to get it on a t-shirt. I'm gonna put it on a t-shirt. Hate is a virus and love is the cure.
Oh no shit. That's good. That's good shit.
I've been saying that for years. It's just a saying that I've absolutely coined and had on there for years. I still say the Popo stole my clicker ticket though. I used to say that when I was like really young before they came up with that little thing. Before they, that was back when they couldn't stop you for a seatbelt violation. They had to catch you on something else to get the seatbelt
Yeah.
violation. I used to say that back way, way back then before they even came out with the click it or ticket. And when they did come out with it, I said, look, they stole my stuff.
Oh shit. That's good stuff. I'm writing that down. I'm stealing that shit if you don't mind.
Oh, I don't mind. I think it's just like I've always said, and everybody says this one. This is not something I coined. This is just a normal saying. Actions always speak louder than words because anybody can feel and say beautiful words, but that doesn't mean that they actually mean them, because their actions don't show it. Like a friend of mine, she's been done real dirty by people that was supposedly her friend, right?
Right.
And when we first became friends, I never pushed myself on her, and there was a reason why. And I told her, I said, my reason why is I wanted to show you through my actions who I am. I didn't want to say it through words. I wanted you to see it for yourself, over time, and build that friendship from, something, and not, oh, I'm your friend. No, because those people used her, they abused her, they used her for clout. And then the moment they had a disagreement of some kind, they would go and then trash the shit out of her, but she was this amazing person 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
So
I've been there myself.
yeah, and I've seen so many people do that.
I don't get it, but whatever.
Like, there's Mr. Get to Know, when I met you, here's the thing, I've got a very good discernment on people and feelings when I feel about a person, and I got nothing but good vibes from you.
Oh.
I can usually
I
when you
always get nervous. I always get nervous when somebody leads into that statement. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit.
when it's a person that I don't feel is truthful, or I usually get a bad feeling, and I get like, have you ever noticed that some people can just drain your energy?
Oh yeah, yes, absolutely. My sister's one of them.
And sometimes we can, like, sometimes our families are like that. Like, we have toxic people in our families, even if we love them, we know that some of their traits are toxic as shit, but we love them anyway because they're our family sometimes. And sometimes we have to cut them off. Like my sister, classic narcissist. She got into the drugs. I've helped her off of them many, many times. Till this last point, she made my mom bawl out crying. And I told her to go F herself and she's going to figure it out herself. I'm not doing it anymore. And the sad part is, I know I'm going to get that call. I don't want that call. I still love her and I want nothing but the best for her. But I know it was dragging me down. I know that it was hurting me and my family. And I had to do what was best for us. After a certain point, sometimes you do have to cut people like that away because it affects you and your family. Not every person's like that, but she's that type that you have to. Even if you love them, you have to love them from afar. And it hurts. It
Yeah.
hurts.
Oh, it does.
Really hurts to do that, but you
It
have to
does.
do what's best.
If I'm like that, I'm like that with my relationship with one of my younger sisters is like that right now. Like she said some pretty harsh things to my wife, and um, you know, I still love her, but I don't like. The Bible says I need to love I need to love my siblings and my family. It doesn't say that I have to like them. You can love somebody without liking them, because I do it every single day. I love my sister with all my heart, but I don't like her much at all. You know what I mean?
That's exactly though. That's why I had to cut my older sister out of my life. And let me say it like this. This sister has lied about having a dead baby that was supposedly buried by my brother. I had a friend go to and her ex was digging up the baby. I had a friend of mine go down to the place and look around. There were no new graves. She lied about that. She supposedly got robbed. She was supposedly she was going down somewhere and a trucker picked her up and did all this stuff to her and crazy stuff. And every bit of it has been lies, like just straight up lies. She got held at gunpoint to make people. That's what she said. This is what she said. Never happened. Wasn't true. Right? It was to get sympathy, to get people to like. She lost her job because of her own stuff, and that was so that the person she was living with wouldn't kick her out. Right?
Right.
The lie about the trucker doing that to her was because she was going off with some dudes and her ex at the time had went to jail for a weekend and he got out early and she didn't know he was going to get out, and so that he wouldn't know that she was going off to another place with dudes. That was the lie she came up with, and every single one of them have been that way. The reason she told the lie about the dead baby buried by my brother, her ex digging up, so she could go back to her ex. Yeah, that supposedly did all this. She does this kind of stuff all the time, and she's so good at lying that she'll make you believe it like it's the truth. And so I had to love her from afar.
She's convinced herself that it's the truth. That's the crazy thing.
hmm I had to love her from afar because the lies, there's some other lies that I could tell that she said that were just heinous and really bad, but obviously I'm not going to do that, you know. I'm just going to tell the more funnier ones if that makes sense. Um but
Oh, come on.
uh
I'm just
she I had to cut her off. I had to, and it hurts because I know I'm going to get that phone call. One day I'm going to get that phone call that they found her OD'd somewhere. I know it. And I'm not looking forward to it. And I hope she gets better. But I can't sit and watch her self destruct. I can't do it. And some of those people, you have to do that for your own mental health, for your own self. You have to love them from afar.
you shouldn't be expected to do it either. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I've seen some people's families say, "Oh, you wrong for it." No, you're not wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? You're trying
Yeah.
to do what's best for you and yours. And if like let's say my brother has had some amazing women in his life. My brother's a POS. I love him, but he's a POS. I admit it. He has 8 kids by 5 different baby mamas and really don't take care of none of them.
Yeah, that
He's a
sounds a lot like
POS.
my sister.
He's a PO. I love him, but it's true. It's the truth. You got to tell the truth, even if the truth hurts. Um, and I have seen him have some amazing women in his life, and I would tell him, "Don't do to them what you've done to the past ones. Don't do it." And he keeps doing it, and that's like with your sister bashing. Your wife actually helps you and is a good woman and uplifts you and loves you with everything that's in her. Do you know how proud I would be as a
Oh,
sister to see
yeah.
my brother have a good wife, a good woman that does that, and he treats her right? I would be like, Oh my God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh no, I get it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I've seen my brother with those type of women, but he always does them dirty. That's my brother for you. Well, there it goes again. Oh yeah, he did it to this last one. She was amazing. She was an ex-marine, good woman, just good to him. Uplifting him. If he didn't cheat on her with every single thing that walked with legs, I ain't sitting here. And I told her, and she tried to stick by him. You get what I'm saying? Through
Yeah,
all that, and I was like, don't be no fool. Don't be no fool. Don't put up with
no,
it.
he was a fool.
That's true, Rain. He ain't found the right one. I'm gonna tell you something. It's gonna take one heck of a woman to settle that boy down. She gonna have to put her foot down on his butt. He gonna have to have one. He's he. It's because they could, after the first time of him doing it, forgive him. If he had a woman who put her foot down, I don't think he'd be able to get away with it so much. It took one hell of a woman to get my daddy to settle down, and that was my mama. I'm gonna tell you that my mama put her foot up my daddy's ass, and they've been together for 38 years.
Yeah, yeah. My mom and dad have been. My mom has only ever been with my dad. She's never been. She lost her virginity to my dad, and they've been together. Look, 45, 50, almost 50 years, I think. How long have we been together? Almost 20.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've been together for almost 50 years.
My my mom and dad were lifelong friends from the time they were little bitty kids, and they both had a previous marriage.
Mm.
And when my mom left her abusive ex and my dad, he was single for the time, they ended up getting together and then they had me. So I'm the blended child. All my siblings are half. And
Mm.
my dad tried that shit with my mom of cheating on her one time. Let's say he made a one and done mistake and he never did again. My mama had his ass sleeping on the couch for I don't know how long. Um, like he knew she wasn't gonna put up with his shit.
And rightly so. You know what I mean?
hmm
And
And
rightly so.
so he straightened up that act real quick. Like,
No, yeah. See, and that thought of cheating, like I've been cheated on in every single serious relationship I've been in my life, except for my marriage.
my daddy was a hoe.
See, before I met my wife, I was a hoe. Like legitimately, I was. It was bad, and like I went from doing whatever I want to like she stole my heart the minute I seen her, dude. And I'll do whatever it takes to not hurt her, dude. Like I owe her so much. I can't even put it into words, man. I really can't.
You kind of remind me when you start talking about that's what my husband says about me because me and him were friends for a very long time before we ever got in a relationship. And when he was with his first wife, I knew when they got engaged, I knew when they got married, it was like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this. But as a friend, I couldn't really say anything, especially being a female and all that stuff, because then
Right.
it would be considered, you know, you just doing it because you want to blah blah blah. No, I knew I saw the red flags because when the person's in it, they don't see the red flags at first. They only see love. They're blinded, right? I saw
Right.
him. I was like, "Oh, you making one hell of a mistake right now." But I'm just gonna, as a friend, I'm gonna be there when it falls, and I was there when it fell. And and us being friends for so long, he says that I helped him through a terrible situation in his life and all this, which kind of did. And we've been together now for 5 years, going on
Yeah.
6, and been friends for more than 10 plus years.
Hell yeah. See, now my wife and I, like, we were perfect strangers. We were perfect strangers. I met her, like, the second I seen her, my heart sank. I was like, oh my God, this girl is beautiful. Like, she stole my heart the second I seen her. And then I got introduced to her and I heard what her name was. And I stood up, I walked out of the room, I slammed my door because I had this obsession, I guess you could say, with girls whose names started with J's. And this particular J, I had quite a few relationships with this particular Jay, and I had vowed to never be involved with another girl again whose name was Jay. And lo and behold, her name starts with a J. So it's like I looked
But
up a
she's
goddess.
the coolest. She's the only one that's the coolest.
Oh yeah, and then we've been together ever since then, man. We've been together ever since that day. Well, since 2 days after that, but we've been together ever since then.
You were
And I
probably
like
at first like, oh man.
I was. I walked in my room. I slammed my door. I sat down on my bed. I looked up at the ceiling. I said, God, you're an asshole. How could you do this to me? Like, I fell in love with this girl before I even knew what her name was. And then you introduced me to what her name is. And now I can't hide these feelings. What the hell am I going to do now, God? Thanks a lot, man. See how you are? But we have,
and now you're like, thank you, God, for not, that's another song that's one of my favorite songs.
oh, yeah.
Some of God's greatest gifts are
Our
unanswered
unanswered prayers.
prayers.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And like, my wife came into my life at a time where it was like I was getting ready to make my first real life decision. You know what I mean? And the decision I was going to make, I'm sure, it was either going to lead me to prison or death. You know what I mean? And that's the reality of it. And my wife came in and she totally dismantled that road and put up a new one in front of me and said, "Check out this road." And I said, "I'm on board. Let's go."
She came in like a wrecking ball.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and not like Miley Cyrus wrecking ball, like Eric Church's wrecking ball. You know what I mean?
Which isn't that some of the most amazing things, like to think about where you started, where you came from, and where you're at today.
Yeah.
When you think back on things, and like I am so happy to have a partner, that we just gel. Like I know when we get old and gray, we're gonna be sitting out on the front porch laughing. I know that we're gonna be okay. Like we have disagreements just like everybody else, but it's just disagreements, right?
Yeah.
We don't have that screaming, that hollering, that hitting each other, that crazy mess. Like my ex was an extremely abusive alcoholic. He would make up like drama and start fights just so he could have a reason to go drink.
Tainted, hi sweetheart. Tainted Docket.
Tainted.
That girl right there. I don't know if everybody knows her that well or not, but that girl right there, she's making some real differences in life, dude. She's changing shit. She's doing some real positive stuff in life, dude. Like if you're not subbed up to Tainted Docket, please, as a personal favor from myself, go sub up to her channel. She is an amazing human being, and I love her with all my heart.
I love Tainted. In fact, yeah. Tainted is the one with the. I was making sure I'm right on this, because I have a Discord I'm a part of. Is that you, Tainted? Because there may be two of them. There's sometimes we have people. I think I'm right on this. I know I'm not wrong, unless there's two of them and I don't know it.
It's doing what now?
There's a Tainted Docket that's been over here for a while. That when I do my True Crime Thursdays, they have a Discord and I'm a part of it.
Nope, she's not on Discord.
Oh.
Yeah, she's not on Discord.
Oh, not Discord, but IG. I've been on her for a minute though.
She used to go by Tainted Inc.
But that's Tainted Docket's page right there. I just dropped it.
She's a sweetheart. You guys will love her. Straight up, you guys will.
Oh no, I know who I'm thinking of, Tainted Docket, who I just got you mixed up with. Toxic Orchid. I don't know why. The names mean nothing together.
I was gonna say Tainted Docket and Toxic Orchid sounds so much alike. I can see how you got them confused, Charlie.
I don't know why I even did that. Don't ask. But there's there's a couple of people that I follow, but I think I have seen you, Tainted Docket, in here quite a few times. I believe so.
She's a strong advocate. She's a strong woman's advocate for against domestic violence and shit.
She's good friends with Watcher too.
She's good friend. She used to be good friends with Watcher too.
Crazy.
Oh, okay. So that's probably yeah. I have seen her a bunch. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got to meet her in person, so there you go.
Oh, look at you being all special.
I know, right? I was like, she drove an extra 180 miles just to come and see my wife and I.
I knew I recognized the name. I don't know why my brain was going, but my brain did go.
My brain usually goes too when she comes around too. So she's just that awesome of a person. She really is. She's an amazing person.
I will say that I have met so many amazing people. That's if If I could thank JT's sorry ass for one thing, it's for meeting so many amazing people. Like,
Yeah.
it's led me to so many amazing, just great people and learning different people. And I wouldn't have gotten to get to know you, I wouldn't have known all these beautiful people in the chat. So if I could say one thing, yeah, thank you, asshole, for getting all those amazing people together.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it just me, or like I don't mean to talk about that dude or whatever, but his voice, I don't know, his voice just makes me want to French kiss a semi doing 180 miles an hour head on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also I could watch paint dry so much better.
Oh yes, yes,
I
yes.
just be, I just, I swear to God, like he just irks the shit out of me, and I think that's,
From the first he says out of his mouth, I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this.
that's how I ran across him. I just so happened to go to one of my friends' panels, and he was on it. I was like, who the fuck is this dude? And so then he started giving his little spiel about the kind of person he is, and started talking himself up like he's this big, awesome person. And I went to look, and I was like, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yep.
like, not a good person, evil person, evil. And I went on my friend's show. He tried to get her to unmod her mods because they were letting people come in. Over here and anywhere in the beef sector, there's always been said that there is no protection plans, right? So
Yeah.
if you jump up on a panel and somebody like you, they're gonna say what they want to say. You ain't getting no protection. If they want to read your ass to filth in the chat, you ain't getting no protection, right? And I guess he thought it would be different, and he started trying to say, well, if your mods ain't gonna handle this and blah blah blah, and started talking shit to her A1 day one mods that she's had for years. I'm talking about real life friends type situation. And he thought that was just gonna fly and be okay, like he's done to others. It did not fly, and it was not okay. And as soon as I saw him, I popped up. I was like, nah, girl, let me tell you something. I went down the rabbit hole. I looked it up. Don't let him back on your shit. I said, I'm gonna post and that's when I posted the 3 playlists of all the shit. And I started doing lives explaining who he was because he came into my sector doing some fucked up shit. And I didn't want nobody else to platform that piece of shit once I saw all that. So I was warning the public.
Oh yeah, I get it. Like I've seen his personal criminal record and shit, off of YouTube, and like I know what kind of character he truly is, and I'm good with not having him around.
Oh yeah, like I'm gonna say this: he'd have one time to talk to me the way he talks to other women, and he'd be flushed so fast and gone, and I'd have done cussed him for everything. I knew he wouldn't last in the beef sector because the way he's racist as shit. Like the
Yep.
minute he said something, I know a lot of them content creators would flush him and cuss him for everything he's worth. He wouldn't make it in the beef sector at all.
And I got $10 on you, girl, straight up, man. You chew him up and spit him out real quick. He wouldn't even know what the fuck hit him.
He really don't know that I've up until this point have been like very kind, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
I've caught him. We all know his upper lip's running from his lower lip because that's why he be at the glory holes all the time, sucking dudes off. And that's why his upper lip's so small and white.
Especially Mr. X. I think he really does like Mr. X a lot.
They're brothers.
That doesn't change the way I feel. Okay.
Oh no, they like the incest, and I believe they do put it to the test, and they think it's the best.
I think we might be on something here.
They some hips have eyes, motherfuckers. I done said that shit. They got some kind of genetic disorder because that motherfucker
They do.
ain't
They
got
have to.
no chin. His brother ain't got no chin. What the hell happened to his chin, bro? I still ain't figured that out.
Well,
I got a fat, chubby chin, but at least I got one.
Not having that chin, it makes it so the face fits right up in there in that ass crack real well. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I don't mean to bring that to you.
He likes to motorboat. He likes to motorboat it. We all know that.
I didn't know you can motorboat a dick. I'm just saying. Sorry.
I think he can. I think he does it to the booty too. I think he motorboats the booties.
Probably would motorboat just about anything besides a woman.
I swear to God, and that's why I say thank you, Jesus. Because we have proven that he has not MT, but JT has one natural child, and thank God that baby looked like her mama's side of the family. Thank
Oh
you,
no.
Jesus.
Yes, thank you, Jesus. I haven't seen this baby, but thank you, Jesus.
Oh, she's not too far from being she's a teenager. She's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Miss Candace has some videos. She's beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Jesus, that baby looked like her. I call her a baby because I don't care if you 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, you're still gonna be a baby to me. Um, I thank God that child looked like her mama's side of the family because I don't know what the hell happened to them Terrys, but something's wrong with them. Their ears too big, their heads too small, the eyes all weird. They ain't got no chins. I'm like, your upper lip running from your butt, like you ain't got a whole upper
That's
lip.
some definite heels have eyes shit right there.
I'm telling you, they look like the thing off the Goonies.
Dana, so have you made it through your book yet?
Oh, which book?
My book. She got my
Oh,
book.
yeah. Have you made it through your book yet, Tainted? Because I got to get my book. Yeah. As soon as I get that extra, I'm getting my book. Damn it. I'm going to pay for my book. Uh huh. I already got it. I already got it saved though, so I can go back to it and order it. As soon
Yeah.
as the 21st hit of this month, when I get that YouTube check, that's it's gonna get. I'm getting the books. It
Oh
just so
yeah.
happened to miss Josie's drop before yours. That's the only difference between the two. It was
It's
just
okay.
because one dropped before the other. Um, I have right here in my hand both of Miss Josie's books. I got hers. She's from here. A friend of mine, um, who I met in New York. I got his book right here. I ordered. His is called Unusual Monsters, and it's by Trevor Firetog. Um, but he's a friend of mine. He did this one. And it's a really dark but good book, and it's pretty much there's a monster in the book, but when you read the end of it, it's it's like a revelation type situation.
Mm.
It's a pretty good book. It's called Unusual Monsters. Usual monsters. I'll have to post that link one day. It's he did
Yeah,
a
I was just
really
gonna
good
ask you to
job
do
on it.
that.
But I do that. I when I find out friends, because I'm a reader anyway. I love to read, and when I find out my friends make books, I want to read those books.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But real quick, I gotta get going. I should have been to work like an hour ago. Good thing I'm my own boss and I can't fire myself.
You
But
fire, you fire.
but if you don't mind, I'd like to read you guys a poem out of the book real quick
Go
before
ahead,
I
go
leave.
ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and mute up.
Okay. Okay. So pick a number. So Charlie, pick a number between uh 9 and 85. 9 and 85.
21 is my favorite number.
21. I had a feeling you were going to say that. So this is called. I'm serious. I did too. So this is called Chains in the Shadow. In the shadows, beneath the neon glow of cities bright, where the music blares and blinds the night, lurks a trade of flesh and stolen dreams, a nightmare birthed from silent screams. Hands bound tight, futures sold, life life reduced to currency, cold. Rooms with no windows, hearts with no doors, each touch a wound, every moment a war. Eyes glazed over, stories erased, names replaced with numbers displaced. They walk like ghosts through corridors dim, while predators feast on the light within. Promises whispered, a venomous lure, freedom dangled, deception pure. Young souls taken, innocence betrayed, in this labyrinth where monsters are made. Rich men in suits sip their champagne, their wealth built on someone else's pain. Politicians and priests, the clean and the vile, all complicit with this wretched guile. Across borders, across seas, an endless web of atrocities. Children's laughter turned to cries, their tiny worlds stained with lies. In brothels hidden in basements deep, a global market of stolen sleep. Behind every door, a stolen face, every corner, a forgotten trace. And yet the world spins, blind and aloof, truth ignored beneath every roof. But the chains rattle, their stories rise, injustice reflected in hollowed eyes. To speak of this darkness fills a sin, but silence feeds the beast within. So let this verse disturb and ignite a call to arms against this blight. There you
Oh, that's a good way to go out. See, that was a good point. See, I told you the poetry is on point.
go.
And I actually think that one right there speaks volumes and shows you the book right there. So maybe I chose the best one. I don't know.
Maybe you did. You'll have to read it and tell me if you did or not.
When I do, I'm gonna do a video for you on the book itself. Reading a few passages, obviously not the whole thing, because I want others to read it too. But I'm gonna pick out my favorite ones, my favorite poems of them, and those are the ones I'm gonna do for the and I'm gonna make sure I put it in the description, the book and all that, and so people can get it.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. I really do. And not because of the money factor, but because every time any book that gets sold, it's just that much more awareness that's getting put out there, and that's what I do this. That's what I do this for. Like I'm starting to get 300-400 views per live stream I do and stuff, and that's amazing to me because I don't look at it as like, oh yeah, you know what I mean. I'm not about the clicks and views in that aspect. The more clicks and views I get, that means the more people that are receiving my message, and that's what I do this for.
That right there is, and I say that even like for me, right? I do it for the entertainment factor, where you do it for the, you don't just you do entertainment too, but you also do awareness.
Yes.
And I think that is one of the most amazing things, and you should give yourself a pat on the back for that. Even though I know you're humble and won't do it, I'll do it for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And you're right. I won't do it because I have a hard time with that stuff. And I was gonna say, Tainted, if you want that autograph, you know where I live, girl. Come on now.
I'm gonna make that trip. Don't you promise me a good time? Don't you
Hell
threaten me
yeah.
with a good time?
Hell yeah. We did too. We met at Buffalo Wild Wings. We sat there all three of us or four of us, and we had a good old time. It was great.
I'm still mad at Buffalo Wild Wings right now, though. They
Mm.
got rid of my favorite burger, which was the one that they had with you could get, it was the barbecue burger with the barbecue meat on it and stuff. I'm still mad at them. They got rid
Oh,
because I can't do the chili hatch even though it's good too because of my stomach condition. So I'm still mad at them for getting rid of my barbecue burger.
no, this was actually the first time that any of us had ate at Buffalo Wild Wings. So
I've been to so many places out to eat, and it's kind of funny. The guy who sold us our land told us that told my fiance when he was down that was a local chicken joint. I'm like, no, it's not. There was actually in front of that place was an actual local place. I'm like, why did he say Buffalo Wild Wings is a damn chain? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm like, and we still make that joke to this day. Let's go to the local chicken joint.
Oh yeah, that's funny. That's funny. But Charlie, sweetheart, thank you for letting me up here and just have a conversation with you. I enjoy whenever we talk. I really do. I know it's not that often. I'd like it to be more often, but you're a sweetheart in my book. And if anybody wants to screw around with you, they got to go through me too, girl. I got your back 100%, sweetheart.
Huggies. Y'all have a good day and send much loves. And I'll enjoy our conversations every single time. We have great conversations, bounce off each other very well.
Hell
Um,
yes.
so you and Miss G2K, y'all have a great day and hug and kiss those babies for me.
We
And
will do.
love on all the animals.
Hell yeah. Absolutely. Bye, everybody. Thanks for letting me twist your ears this morning. I appreciate it.
Well, I am fisting to get off here myself. I'm gonna go play me some video games and chill out and try to have an okay day. I hope everybody has an okay, good day. We're not always gonna have the best days, but if we can have an okay, good day, that's all that matters. I'm gonna see who's going live. I'm checking right now. Uh, right now, the DHam live is show if you want to go watch some music. He's doing his thing over there. I'm gonna go ahead and share out his live right there, whatnot, and I'm gonna see if anybody else is live just in case, because that's what I like to do. There's plenty of us to to support others, and so if I know that you're a content creator and you like to go live, and I know you're live, I'm gonna share you out on my community wall. I'm gonna make sure that others subscribe because I love to support. And that is how I got my channel up to where it is now. Being a supportive person, people push me to do better and to be better. And so I want to help others and everything. And so if you ever want your live shared out with me, just let me know. If you ever want your channel shared out, just let me know. I don't mind at all whatsoever. And I hope everyone has a blessed, beautiful day. I'm going to try to take a nap. So if I do miss, let's say you go live in the next 5 minutes and I miss it, just know I'll catch the replay because I need a nap. You need to start going live again, Tainted Docket. You know we love you. You need to do it. Get motivated. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Baby is doing a premiere in 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over to my channel right quick. I'm going to grab Miss Bambi's I'm going to grab her channel link right quick, and she's going to be doing a premiere in 10 minutes. So keep those notifications on and be there or be square. It's going to be about, she said, a mob guy. So if you like mob information or stuff about the mob, that's Miss Bambi's channel right there. Did I just share that live again? I think I did. Oh shit. Sorry, Bambi. Let me redo that. For some reason it shared a live link. I don't know. Hold on. Let me make sure I got the right one. Damn, I don't know why I did that twice. Anyway, there it goes. That's actually Miss Bambi's channel. That other one was my friend DHam. But that's Miss Bambi's channel right there. If you like mob, she does the mob. She talks about like Billy the Kid. She does different content. You'll like her channel. She does Wellness Wednesdays where she talks about people with narcissism. And if you don't know about MobTube, and you want to get to know the people of MobTube, Miss Josie and her channel is called the MobTube Chronicles. And everything, she has a book out called the MobTube Chronicles. Let me get the link for that right quick. Give me just a second. I got to go to my Amazon and go to my previous things that I've bought, and because it's easier that way. So let's go to this. Both of her books are right here. It'll tell you more about the mob too, so you won't feel lost if they start talking about somebody. It's like a guide, and all the crazy characters, like Miss Bambi said, it's like a guide that's gonna tell you all about. You can go through here and go, oh, okay, so this is who this is, and this is who this is, and that's who that is, and I won't get lost and feel like I'm a dummy. So that's Miss Josie's books. Also, Mr. Get to Know. I got his book. Also in my, let me go to my I have to go to my wish list. Hold on just a minute. Where's my wish list at, damn it? Why am I always a dummy when I can't find nothing? Oh, there it is. And I'm going to go to his right quick. It's called Break the Silence. Okay, and this is Mr. G2K. This is his store link right here. If y'all want the book of poetry, it's right here. CFM Queen, I understand, and I want to give you much love and much hug, and thank you for being vulnerable and telling your story. I know, maybe one day we can do a live and you can actually tell your story and take your time, because I know how hard it is sometimes to talk about, and recovery is hard. But just like CFM Queen, where you just told it, you've helped somebody. You've helped somebody. So you got to look at it as, yes, it may be hurtful to speak about, but it helps others. And, each time you talk about it, it's going to hurt, but the hurt will get less and less and less each time. And I think you are very powerful, CFM Queen, and you keep that crown held high, beautiful. You keep surviving because, you've done so much more now. And now, you're doing so much more to help others, and you got to think about it like that. So I know that it hurts to talk about, but sometimes it helps. And, it's going to hurt when you think back on some of those times, right? And you're going to cry. But every cry and every tear that you shed and every pain that they've done to you, you know what I'm saying? That's on them, sweetheart. You're a good person with a great heart. And I want to thank you for helping someone else. Thank you. Thank every single one of you who tell your stories. Miss Bambi, thank you for being able to be strong enough to tell your story, because you've helped others without even realizing you've done it. Miss Harlow, thank you for your story, because I know it's hard. Mr. Get to know every single person, and every person that has felt, vulnerable enough and everything to be able to share. And no matter what anybody says, you know what I'm saying? Always remember that you're helping someone else, and you're a survivor. You know what I'm saying? You're such an amazing survivor. And I want to give each one of you a big old hug, and just hug you tight. And I want you to sing this song as we go out. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm a survivor. Keep on surviving. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna keep on surviving. And I want you to smile and hold that head held high, baby. Ain't nobody can take your story and twist it and make it evil. You have the power. You are the one who continues to walk that fight and stand that tall and take care of your families in love without holding back. They may have think they took something from you, but they didn't. They made you a stronger person, a better person, and they made you an amazing person. And you are your power. And keep standing in your power and smiling, no matter how much pain they tried to inflict on you. They didn't win. They will never win. On that, I want y'all to remember that. Don't let the haters win. They can't never win. They may have tried to do whatever they could to you, but they can't win. You're stronger than that. And I want to send y'all some love and some beautifulness and huggies and kisses. And I want my craziness to help you, because I'm a crazy bitch. But I love you. Oh. Keep smiling today and all days. You're not a victim, you're a victor. That's right, Miss Bambi. Much love, beauties. Much love. I will see y'all out on these streets. Remember, you are amazing. I'm gonna start pulling out the thing from the show. You is powerful. You is strong. You is beautiful. You is important. Much love. Bye, y'all.
I'm from the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go. From the TUPELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUP. E-L-O. I'm ripping my hood to the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction, this was the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding, come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk, Outer Street, bending every corner on the west, and that's where I'll be. Sunroof back, Captain C banging down 1800, chunking up the deuce to my post slanging down on 1800. Show no love to the ladies that's training around on 1800, making time stand still. Crystalline swinging down on 1800, watching out for them rubberheads that be stanging around on 1800. Big rims and low pros be blanging around on 1800. Better completely change the way you're thinking about around 1800. Really hate to see you boys get left slanking around 1800. Out of street got some history, just let Captain C lay it out. If I don't finish it all on this one, let the second verse break it out. Remember the blue apartments from OG standing back there by 60 deep. Bull walking, car blue, a big Anthony using P.
I'm from the T-U-B-E-L-O. I'm ripping my